Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome to episode 146 of Shrigleytube TV. As always, if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, thank you very much for coming back to see what we've been up to. It's been a cracking week this week. We've got some really good questions and answers. Well, not the answers yet, but got some really good questions, so we'll go through those as well at the end. Thanks for making the effort to contact me. We had a really good week. The weather's been great, which always helps. Got the dyno working finally, so I was able to just gently bed an engine in on Friday afternoon, so that was good. Bernie has got his engine in his little red van. I got it right, I didn't call it a Husky this time. I keep calling it a Husky, which upsets him. He's got a little red Commerant van. It's been 5 years in the making. He's done a cracking job of it all by himself. There's a big section of tonight's video all about it, and we went round for the fire up on Thursday night, which was great. Anyway, all good. I'll not waffle too much, let you get on with tonight's video. Thanks for watching. Good morning, YouTubers. It's Monday morning. Just walked into the workshop to look at the extreme mess in here, and I thought, we better get a tidy up. Kit will be flying over and giving me a telling off. So it's not too bad, but there is a bit of mess. We've got quite a busy day today. We've got our friend coming over, Nick, with the Porsche 911 engine to put on the dyno. So we've got Bernie as well, so I'm going to try and get the push fans wired into the dyno, so there won't be an awful lot of production today. I just want to concentrate on getting the dyno closer to being ready to run. Now, over the weekend, I've had a bit of a think, and I hate to backtrack again, but I'm going to have to select reverse gear. The big plan was to get the Hillman ready to go to Alton Park in May with the CT CRC, but I look at it, and I look at what else has got to be achieved customer-wise, and also we've got Dougie's little go-kart, which got nothing done to it last week. And I think something's got to give. And it pains me, but the easiest thing to let go, of course, is getting the race Hillman ready, because that's the most time-consuming and the most financially demanding. So I don't want to go back out until I'm right, if that makes sense. I want my new engine in, I want new tyres, I want the wheels pointing in the right direction, I want to test, I want to go out, and I want to do well. I don't want to be a plonker. So I've got to put my doors on and paint them. So the car wants paint as well. Now all this can happen this summertime. I'm still confident I can be out this summer. I just need to sort a few little ducks out first and get them all in a row. So I've got potentially a couple of free engines that are quite imminent, should we say. So I'm going to concentrate on those and getting the dyno cell finished, and also Dougie's buggy, because it's his birthday on like 8th of May or something. So we've not got a great deal of time to get that done, and I desperately want that for his birthday, because once it's done, he can have it, he can enjoy it, and then when he grows bigger, he can put it on eBay for 100 quid and sell it and break my heart. No, he wouldn't do that. But anyway, right. So on that note, I'm going to get on with, I think we're going to finish this manifold. I've had it in the acid. I've polished all the inlet trumpets on it. So what we need to do is we need to paint that, get it on that engine. Nick's going to arrive shortly, and then we'll end up in the dyno cell sorting things out there. Anything exciting happens, as always, I will report back to you. Bye for now. Thought we'd better do a quick update. Nick has been really busy this morning. Nick's arrived with his Porsche 911 engine. It's a thing of beauty. I've just been measuring it to see if it'll fit in the back of the Husky. Have you got any spare ones that you want to sell cheap?
You can get spare ones, but they're not cheap.
Oh, right. Well, we've got it hanging on the overhead crane. It did perform pretty well, really, didn't it?
We got it on.
We've both got good backs. We've not had to bend over and pick anything up. It's in position. We're just currently making the rear mount. We're not actually going to load this up under any load. We're just going to run it, set the carbs, and then what I'm hoping to do, Nick, is I'm going to try and get the water to the dyno, because I can manually control the Moog valve. So if you did want to load it up, we can just twist it with a pair of mole grips and it'll set it at a certain RPM, and you can clean the plugs and we can listen to it raw. What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, once you run it in a bit.
Yeah. Well, it'll be late in the week, but yeah. Oh yeah, you just take your time. Don't let me try and rush you into doing anything you don't want to do, Nick, you know? Now, as part of my contingency plan to get you back in an imp,
Right.
It's 12 o'clock now. Bernie has to be fed every 4 hours. Strict instructions from Heidi.
Right.
He hasn't got any reserve, you see. He's not like me and you, you know. But, so we're going to go for a pie in the imp.
Okay.
Okay? Right.
Just the four of us.
Just the four. Me, you, Derek's arrived, but you scarpered off when the camera came out. And, yeah, we'll go and get a pie. Then we'll come back and get stuck into
Wanted
this.
by the police or something.
I know, I did wonder. Did you see Aldrin with the... Did you watch YouTube, Shrigleytube, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
The 2CV, or what was it called? The Citroen Amy.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
I got the camera out. Crikey, I never seen him move so fast. I did not want to be on camera one side a little bit. Right, let's go and
Is that
get...
because it was an ugly car? Or?
I don't know, he just said, no camera, no camera.
No pictures.
Yeah,
no
didn't like
pictures.
it. Right, we've just got back from the pie shop. Derek, you enjoy your pie?
Lovely, yes.
The cracker, that one, it. Bernie, don't need to ask you, because I know you like your pies, don't you? Nick,
Yeah, quality.
Good pie that, Nick, yeah?
It is.
How did you find the drive, Nick?
Not as quiet as I would have liked.
What?
You never shut up all the way back.
That was induction raw. Oh, me. Right. Well, I'm trying to persuade Nick has had an imp in the past. And he's had lots of other cars in between, but he did cut his teeth on an imp. And you rolled it, didn't you? And then reshelled it. So I'm
Talentless.
the point of putting you in the back of here, mate, was the noise, the feeling, the vibes, the memory.
Yeah, it's all come flooding back to me. I'm definitely not getting one now.
It's just nasty, isn't it? Derek, on the other hand, has got an imp.
Two.
Two imps. And he hadn't just said 1974 was last time he was an imp.
Yes,
On a rally.
yes.
Wow. That's 3 years before I was born.
Well, that rally, 20 stages and 260 miles at night.
It didn't break down.
First event, no. It was we had three car team, imp speed, and mine was the only car that finished.
Was it? Brilliant. Well, hopefully, come next summer, you'll be back doing a bit of the rally. And
Yeah,
well,
might have got something.
maybe not night stages and that, but...
No.
Brill. Right, we're actually going to do some work now before we go completely and lose the entire day.
If we can move.
If we can move, yeah. I only had a few of Derek's chips. I didn't have any chips of my own, so I did well again. The big moment, Nicholas. I'm very excited. Are you?
Yes.
Hiding behind the little...
Slightly, more fear than excitement.
Fair, yeah. It's not quite a conventional way of holding the engine on the dyno, but the way I see it is we're not going to put any torque through it. If we decide to load it up, we'll maybe do a few extra tie bars or something, just to stop it from wandering around quite so much. Now, this is genuinely the first cranking session we've done, so it could all go horribly wrong, or it could just fire up. It's got two options. You keep an eye on the oil pressure gauge. We've got oil pressure already.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, it's nearly a first cracker, that, mate. Imagine that. Right, well, Nick found that quite funny, but I got very scared. I could have a nightmare tonight over that. It was like a hand grenade, honestly, in this steel can. So we've checked the timing. The timing's perfect. So I suggested that perhaps it was a little bit retarded. We put a bit of advance in it. Hopefully it'll go this time without making a horrible backfiring noise. I've never been nervous before in a dyno cell, but I am now. Are you ready, Nicholas?
No.
It's keen. More fuel, do you think?
Well, it should be enough. It hasn't run for long. It's just.
No, I mean, should you pump it a bit? Give it a few pumps.
I was pumping it. Go on.
Has it got a choke on it?
It has, but it's electric.
Oh, right, okay. We won't worry about that then. Right, let's see if it'll go on that. Oh, lovely. I'll put the fuel pump on. Weird, not that, mate. Well, we're going to summarise today. I think it's been a good day, Nick.
You are?
Yeah. We need a new pair of eardrums for both of us, because that bang was absolutely horrendous. I've never I've never had a backfire quite like that, unless you're like 180 out. That was a big bang.
That was a monster.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it won't show up very well on the video because the phone just cancels loud noises out, but it seems to run okay, mate. What I do is I check the oil tank for emulsification, make sure there's no water got in it. That's my idea of a joke, that, by the way.
Rainwater.
Yeah. I was going to say, you know, being air cooled, it'd be hard for it, wouldn't it? I've got to say, Nick, it runs like it's so sweet. It's
a nice engine, isn't it?
No, what I mean is it's mechanically quiet. I had a Porsche 911, you know, a 1982 one, 3 litre SC. Yeah, when I was younger, no overheads, and it was the engine sounded noisy. It was always a harsh engine, but that's quiet as a mouse. I can't believe how quiet it is. It's quite. Before you put it in the car, it's quite aesthetically pleasing as well, isn't it? You know, without.
Yeah.
When you put it in the car, you just see. Yeah, what did you just see the fan?
you see the whacking great airbox.
Yeah.
You don't see the trumpets or anything.
Oh, what a shame! Look, you've had them all coated as well, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's lovely, that, mate. Well done.
They look pretty.
Right, we'll revisit this another day this week. I'll try and get the fans on the wall so you've got air in and air out. That'd be a bonus, wouldn't it? Brilliant, well done, Nick. Right, we're just about at the end of Monday's playtime, and I just thought I'd quickly try and get at least one fan on the wall. These are the inlet fans, so that will be cut a hole in the side of the container, draw air in there. It's like a centrifuge type fan, like a bit like an MGB fan motor, and then it blows out there and we'll direct that towards the carburetors in the cell or something. So I've made a little template, just drilled 4 holes. So I'll take that now and turn it around, written outside top on there. Hopefully, going here past Mr. Porsche engine. Put that on the wall there, tight up as we can get it. Drill some holes, try and line it up a bit. That's going to be awkward, isn't it? Because it doesn't line up with the concertina shape of the container. Right, I'll have to think about this. Little update, very pleased with myself. I've got fan number 1 on the wall. I've drilled the hole. I've found a sleeve, just got a silicone in it. That's all on the outside. This is, I've took apart fan number 2. This is for the other dyno, so we've got one for each dyno. These are the push fans that push the air into the dyno. So I've drilled through just M8 threads here, so there's 2 bolts sticking out. That's why it's hanging on the wall. So I'm just gonna basically just mark it out, and then I'll do some holes. I've found this that I can use as a flange to push in from the other side, and then we can seal it with some silicone. And what I'm going to do is I'll just drill a series of holes with the drill, and then I'll punch it through, grind it up, and try and make as neat a job as possible of putting a big hole in the side of my brand new container. Rapidly approaching dinner time, so got one on, got the hole cut now. This is the first part of the base that bolts to that, and then we'll get the big fan assembly on, and then we'll probably have to abandon production inside the dyno cell until tomorrow because we have to keep pushing the job forward at the same time. So not a bad morning. We'll get the outside on, make a grill for it and silicone it all up just in case the weather turns. I just wanted to get that outside work done because, as you can see, it's gorgeous outside at the moment and it can change so quickly. I thought, let's make the most of the weather and have a good morning in here. Time's cracking on. It's nearly Tuesday dinner time. You can see the gist of what I was trying to get at now. This fan is going to be to blow cold air over the carburetors on this engine, and then this fan is this bit of pipe. I've loved using this pipe. This was like scrap pipe 20 years ago in the yard at Moss Road. So this we'll clean the end off, suspend it from the ceiling, and that can be to blow cold air over the imp engines that go on this dyno. I'll just zoom out so you can get the picture. So I've done that. I'm really pleased. I've got all this nicely mounted, so when Bernie comes in on Thursday, he can get stuck into wiring them up. He likes lots to do, Bernie. He's a bit like a race engine. He doesn't like to be left idle. He likes to have more to do than he's got time for, and he gets stuck right in them. So that's that. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to glue the inlet pipes in, but I'm going to make a little grill for them and spot weld them on because I don't want any birds or anything to get sucked in, because these are sucking air in and I don't want anyone to get chewed up and bits of feathers everywhere. Anyway, right, I'll stop waffling, crack on. Just having a chuckle to myself. I put my piece on that needs welding, ground round it, and that's what I ended up with. I'll have to think of a new strategy for doing this. Perhaps we'll have to weld it to here first, and then we'll cut around the outside of it. A quick update from what can only describe as tropical Cheshire. I don't know how it's got to 2 o'clock, but it has. Excuse my shady welding, but put some bits of grill on the outside of them. That's the 2 inlets for the dyno system that I've been welding up. I've done a bit more work than I wanted to. We put a little tea cozy over the Beetle engine just so no muck could land on it. As I went through before, just put these fans on the wall. This one obviously is we have a little swivel here. We'll put a screw in it when we decide where we want it to blow. And then this one has got a big pipe that goes round and that'll feed that one. So I've done all that, and then I thought, well, we've got the welder and it's all a mess in here. I've just made a grill, you can't really see it, and welded it on really badly onto there. Cut the edge off so you can't bang your head on it, just in case a rag or something were to fly up, you know, and it'd throw the blade off balance and potentially damage the fan. So nothing can get past now. And then while I was in my health and safety mood, you see that radiator stroke intercooler on the front of the Deutsch compressor? Well, that has the charge air going through it mixed with oil. The way it works is it has like a pump, and the pump compresses the oil and the air together. And then right at the back in the corner over there, that is the separator, where it uses like a centrifuge system to spin the oil from the air, and the air goes up the middle. It's quite a clever system. I had it all apart when I first got it and I serviced it. So I thought, you know what, I know it's shady. I've just literally bent a piece of cage around it and welded it to the top. But I thought, if I put an exhaust in there, not looking what I'm doing, and I bang it and damage the intercooler, the whole thing is scrap. So bit of preventative. Look at the state. I have to get some brake cleaner on my wall. It's absolutely filthy. I have been grafting. Anyway, it's done now. So what we'll say is we're going to go and get on with the carburetors on the engine that I'm building for the chap in Ireland. And then tomorrow what we'll do, sorry, press the wrong button there, I'm building the carburetors for the engine in the build room. And then tomorrow we'll come in here, and that water feed pipe, we'll tee it off, one for this dyno, one for that dyno. There's a water pump kicking around somewhere. I think it's out here on the floor. Yeah, there's the central heating water pump. So we'll get this and put that in the pipeline, and then we can run pressurized water. Well, you know, it'll be like 4 psi to both dynos, and then hopefully when Bernie comes on Thursday and fixes the fan, we can then run water to the dynos, have air, and then we're just another massive step closer to being, I mean, I was just thinking to myself, I feel really guilty about spending all this time on the dyno cell when I've got so much work that needs to be done, but I can't finish the work until the dyno cell's functional, so I shouldn't feel guilty. I just need to get on with it and get it done and stop talking on YouTube. Right, back in the workshop after a long morning working in the container. Got my manifold, bit of paint on it. It's all smoothed out inside here now. I've got overspraying now. Get that out with some brake cleaner. So we can get the carbs on, give the carbs a clean. Got a couple of little jobs that needs to go out. One of them, this one is Stuart's, my mate with the turbocharged Rover that he goes racing in. Had a boost issue and the pipe has fell off the top of the throttle body. So we're going to tap that quarter UNF and then put a quarter UNF grub screw in it and drill through it and then turn it into a little tail so that we can make it so we can push a pipe on it for his boost, for his actuator. So that's one job to do. Another one, Mr. Benoy, he messaged me to say the clutch doesn't disengage because the fingers are catching the tube. So I said, right, probably best way of sorting this is just to post it to me and I'll look at it and try and fix it for you. So I've got it here and I'm thinking, what's he on about? The fingers are nowhere near the tube, but they've got clearance, certainly, unless it's off center or something. So I rang him because I thought he is clever, he'll know what's going on. I said, Simon, I don't understand what's happening here. I don't appear to have an issue with the clutch release bearing. It seems to have clearance, you know, on the diameter. And he said, yeah, but when you press the clutch, their fingers, like a camera, it closes the size of the hole up. I never thought of that. So obviously at the moment they're ever so slightly sort of concave. When you depress the clutch, the diameter shrinks and it pinches this diameter. So rather, we can't obviously touch that because the this is one of the hydraulic central releases. This obviously goes in and out on that diameter. So what we'll do is we can see the contact point on the fingers is just about 1/8 of an inch in. What I'll do is I'll just take the edge off with the hurdy-gurdy. There's no point trying to put it on a lathe and turn it because the prongs are supported back here. It'll just ring like a bell and won't take any material off. So I'll just do it with the hurdy-gurdy, try and do it as even, as neatly as possible. And then we can get that back in the post to him and he can get it built up ready for his first race, which I believe is Brands Hatch with the CSCC. Right, I better get on with it. Right, as you can see, we reverted to using the lathe to trim the end of the fingers. I've trimmed them back to the land where the release bearing was pushing on. So I'm pretty convinced, although I've got no way of testing it without actually clamping it to a flywheel and pushing the diaphragm down, but I think we've got enough clearance now. I think that'll be absolutely fine. So we'll get it in the post to Mr. Benoy. Hopefully that'll sort him right out. We'll get stuck into this next problem, then we'll have a cup of tea. Okay, just on with repairing this throttle body tail. I drilled it out and you can see it just collapsed and fell out. That was the old brass bung that was in there. Only enough material really to go to 1/4 UNF. So I got a 1/4 UNF grub screw, and what I did was I put it in the lathe and I drilled all the way through it, so it's a tube now. I've tapped this hole nearly all the way to the bottom, but not quite all the way. So now I'll put it back in with some Loctite, tighten it up, and oops, just dropped the Allen key, and then bit of Loctite on it, and then Stewie can just attach his pipe on there, same as this one, and he's off racing again. So a little job in the out tray. I can now relax, have my cup of tea, and do my manifold. Good morning from tropical Cheshire. Look at the sunshine. It's Wednesday morning, Andy's big shift day today. I'm really excited about actually getting something happening today. So the plan was to come in and start in the dyno cell, do a couple of 3 hours because we've got a customer coming around 11 o'clock. Hopefully we'll get him on interview. So I was going to get the water system connected in the dyno first, but I just had some posts to open. We'll go through that in a minute. First of all, I didn't do a video last night because I overdid it and ended up being too late to do a video. I had to run out the door to go and take the eldest to football. So I put the carburetors on the manifold and I put the oil cooler system on. Now, I've just put a link pipe on here for now because that's what we're going to do in the dyno. Obviously, when it goes to the car, they can connect it up to their oil cooler. The reason I'm talking about that is I'm keen to do lots of these. These are fire pump oil filter housings. They're slightly different to an imp one because they have a steel insert in them rather than an aluminium thread there. So that's 3/4 UNF to match a standard oil filter. Now, they're not drilled and tapped for oil cooler, but it's really simple to modify them. You just drill that hole out, tap it, put a bung, a thread in it, a coupling, should we say, a male adapter. And then you see this hole here that goes right the way through. You tap that out and put a bung in it. So that's the bypass hole because these holes are blocked. But when obviously the oil's not blocked, it comes into this chamber to the cooler and then back into the housing through the filter down here, in here, you see? Because obviously that bung will be blocked. So the reason I'm talking about this is I'm going to buy a load of fittings. I'm going to get myself set up on the miller so we can drill them, spot face them, and then tap them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put them, I'm going to try and make a kit to sell for the imps, because for a long time we've been putting heat exchange units on the coolers and things like that. But it was using a car part that is no longer available, or they do still turn up in odd numbers, but not on a serious number. and they've got two pipes on them. They're a little bit fragile. If you've not got the water pipes connected to the engine, if you make the mistake like I did, where I attached it to the back panel of the car, with the movement of it, it breaks the braze on the oil cooler, and then the water leaks out. So this is a really good, robust way of fixing the job. It's not quite as neat because obviously we've got two dash 10 pipes feeding it, but it'll still be better than the other system. And the beauty of it is it's repeatable. If you need another one, if you have an accident or something, you can ring up Demon Tweaks and get a new one. It's just a Mocol Laminova type oil cooler. Obviously the water passes through this side. We run the cold water from the radiator through the oil cooler before it goes into the engine, and that stabilizes the oil temperature roughly about 20 degrees hotter than the water. So we try and run 60 on the water and run 80, 85 on the oil. Now, the other good thing about these coolers is they are fully take-apartable, disassemblable. So you can take it apart if you have a whoopsie with the engine, and you can clean the elements. So even though they're quite expensive to start with, it's just a foolproof way of going. If you have a whoopsie with the engine, does a big end or something, you can take that apart, clean it, put it back together again, and you're back where you started. Whereas the obviously the braze together heat, I've not got one I can show you, but they have like a sandwich plate on them that comes from a Jaguar, and it's a sealed unit, so once it's contaminated you just throw it in the bin. You can't buy them second hand because you don't know what engine life the engine's had, and you don't want to risk wrecking an engine. So that's that little bit of chat over and done with. The next bit of chat is a bit more interesting. Now, so the people who are into the Hillmans and watch this channel will know that I built an engine for a chap called Will Walker. Well, actually, I built this engine originally for a chap called Jim McKenzie, who had a little blue imp. He did a little bit of racing in it, and then Will Walker bought it, campaigned it for a few years, and then he sold it to a chap a couple of years ago called Ed Carter. Ed Carter drove the car, had quite a good season in it. Unfortunately, he got involved in a prang at Brands Hatch last year, and he had the car repaired and then put it up for sale on Race Cars Direct. And a new guy called Gary Preble, who's quite an experienced racing driver, has come along and bought the car. Now, from the very first time we went testing the car at Brands Hatch, he said, it's chucking oil into the catch tank. They blow oil out of the catch tank here, and it has like a little pipe. It comes over into a side tank. And I said, look, Gary, it's more than likely just a case of you're pushing the car harder than it's ever been pushed before, because you can pedal. It's chucking oil out. What we'll do is we'll put you on a catch tank, and then we'll put a dash 10 drain on the bottom of the catch tank, and we'll drain the oil back into the sump. So it's a closed loop system. So any oil it blows out from the timing chain, because obviously when they go on a left-hander, the oil flies up the timing chest there, and the chain catches it and it blows it out the breather. So I said, we'll sort it out, don't worry. So he made a catch tank, he put a dash 10 fitting in the sump to drain the oil back into the sump, and then he went racing in it, and it's still blowing oil out, this thing. And I'm like, what's different? So I looked at his tank and I thought, well, it's slightly different to my tank. His pipe came in at the top, whereas mine came at the bottom. So anyway, after the last meeting, he did Cadwell Park, and it was going okay, but it had in race one, I think he had a problem with the oil cap. They welded it or something. The fitting in it had cracked and it leaked a bit of oil, so it was starting to blow oil out of the cap onto the exhaust, etc. Anyway, it came out for race 2, and I think they had an alternator problem because it broke down on the warming up lap. So it's probably a good thing that it broke down on the warming up lap, because after that he said, I've got to get to the bottom of this this blowing oil out. So I said, right, no worries. Well, it can't be the engine, because it's not breathing. You're not saying it doesn't offload, it doesn't breathe. So it must be just the catch tank system. Anyway, he did a compression test and he sent me a picture saying that number 4 was down 35 psi on cranking. The rest were like 150, 160. So I said, oh, well, you found your problem. So he's took it apart, and I've got to be honest, I'm absolutely blown away by what I've seen. The pistons, looks like it's been running quite happily. Everything's quite, no pickup on them, no sign of over temperature. Everything looks good. They're not expensive pistons. These are Mark Maynard's pistons. We've used them now for like 10 years, and the only failures I've seen from the pistons have been due to circumstance rather than the actual piston failing. We've not had any tops fall off them, no problems with excessive wear, just no problems with them at all, really. And this one was number 4, and for some reason it's broken the ringlands, and it's done it some time ago, because if we zoom in, you'll see whatever's been chafing around in there, bits of broken ring and land, has polished the actual piston. You know, that bit there has not been broken for as long, so it's been getting worse all the time. But this bit's been worn for quite a while. You can see the ring chafing up and down has actually burred the piston, and it started to rub on the bore. Now, Gary's honed the bore and it's come up absolutely mint. So he's basically said to me, can you do me another set of pistons that just tops with a little bit of a razor for compression there, and make them the same height and post them to me? I said, of course I can, you know. So at least he's found his reason for his breathing, which is good. The question I'm asking the viewers, I mean, if ever I see ringlands broke, I just think straight away detonation. You know, it's got a bit too much advance in it. However, there's no sign of overheating. It's not, the piston hasn't picked up anywhere, and the crown doesn't appear. I mean, obviously, since it lost its compression, if it was close to detonation, it suddenly goes safe because it's not got the same cylinder pressure it used to have. So, with all the rings struggling like that, what I can't believe as well is how well he was going. You know, he was going really well with this thing, and it's not a bad engine, but it's an old school wet liner engine that's been evolved from like a kit of bits that were given to me about 15 years ago. It's not like a singing, dancing engine. So, yeah, he'd definitely be down on power with his lack of compression and this, but I can't believe it wasn't smoking. You know, the oil control ring hasn't got an upper control piece. It's completely missing. And yeah, it didn't blow any oil out of the exhaust at all, which is crazy. Anyway, right, stop waffling now. I think it's had a bit of debt at some point, or potential, although it hasn't touched the crown in any way, shape or form, but it doesn't have to. If it has a cold bit of a rattle when it's cold, that can cause it. Or it could have been a faulty piston from the start, because the rest of them are fine. Now, the only other thing I should mention in your little, if you're doing a diagnosis at home as to what's happened, is when the engine was, it came back to me after we had the scare with the conrods failing. Will Walker gave me a ring and said, look, can we put a set of rods in it? So I said, yeah, put a set of rods in it, no worries. So I put a set of rods in it for him, and then it went to Brands Hatch, and this is quite a while ago, and I got a panicked phone call from a few people at Brands Hatch to say that they'd had a problem with the throttle linkage. They'd had it off, put it back on again, gone to fire the car up in the paddock, and the car had gone to like astronomical RPM, and they all panicked before they realised how to turn it off. Like, so they were asking me, is it safe to continue running the engine? I said, well, you know, if it sounds okay and it didn't do much, you know, without seeing what happened, it's impossible to make a proper judgment, you know. But in hindsight, really, I should have said to them, just bring the engine back and we'll take it apart and inspect it. But it is possible that when it had the massive over-rev, it could have potentially partially broken a ring or a land or something. I don't think it will have, but obviously there's a reason why it's failed. It hasn't just failed for no reason. So, right, anyway, we'll stop waffling, go and lock ourselves in the container, get some water pipes connected to the dyno. I'll leave that one for you to have a think about. Just on with fitting the pump that feeds the water to the two dynos, and I was thinking, you know, when I first fitted this pump, it used to have more beans, and it seems to have lost a bit of its oomph. So I thought I'll take it apart while I've got the opportunity and have a quick look in it. Excuse me. So it's a centrifuge type pump. So the water comes in this hole here. It's off a central heating unit boiler. It comes up the middle of there into this hole. This spins, obviously, flicks it out to the outside, and then sends it out this one here. Now, I can see now why it wasn't quite as keen as it used to be. When we had no filter on it, it's obviously got a bit of fluff, or it looks like insulation. and it's got jammed in the impeller, so that's reduced its efficiency massively, probably by about 2/3. So we'll clean that out and hopefully we'll get some good pressure out of this pump once again. Okay chaps, we are making progress. It's all a bit Heath Robinson. I've turned the water on. This is the main water tap. That's got a decent ball valve in it. That one doesn't work very well, so we leave that one on all the time. So we've now got water to the pump. I've undone the bleed on the top of the pump, very important, and bled the air out of the pump. We've got a little leak, surprise, surprise, but that can be glued on, no problem. So all I've done at the moment is loop the pipe back to the top of the tank. This is full of water to here. I think it's got 600 litres in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what the flow rate's like. Now I have just actually tried this and I'm quite pleased. The flow rate is back to where it was before it had the fluff stuck inside the impeller, like we've just seen inside the workshop. So I'll put this in now. She's going. Let's have a look at the flow rate. Look at that. That's going right uphill, that, you know, that's going right to the top of the container. That's, obviously, if I put my hand over the end of it, we'll see if it's got any pressure behind it. Oh yeah, after 4 psi, no problem that. Right, grand, we're winning. We're winning. Right, I'll turn that off before I drop my phone in the vat of water and we'll get it connected to the dyno. Sales pitch for you. Very nice original headlining in this Sunbeam Stiletto. Belongs to my mate Bob next door. I'll just put the choke on. It does fire up. See if I can do this two-handed. That's not a good start, is it? I need to pull the choke up with my foot. Hold the camera. There you go. Lovely little sweet thing. Just a standard 875. Wants a 1040 in it really. But I'm doing this as a sales thing because Bob's basically asked me to sell it for him. He's got loads of cars and they're all in the container or the unit he's got. It's been dry stored, this. Been fully restored. Now I know the guy he bought the car off and it wasn't a bad car when he got it. It was a lovely original thing, you know. It's got left the original headlining. It's had flaws, the lot, you know, it's absolutely spot on underneath. The bodywork is straight as a die. A couple of bits need finishing. Some chrome strips just inside there. Can you see them? They go on the sills and some trims around the rear window. I believe they go inside this slut. So obviously it's had new rubbers on it. And then there's some wheel trims there. Now, moving to the front. It's obviously been a Stiletto, probably the most desirable model. It's got the 4 headlamp front end. Inside here, it's all been painted and made nice. It's quite a desirable model, this. Just the wheels do absolutely nothing for it. Now we'll get to the crunch. It wants a good dose of looking at because it's been stored. Brakes work, I've been out in it, drives okay. It's a bit flat. I did notice it is a replacement engine, so it hasn't actually got a chassis number stamped into the engine there, so that's like a replacement L4. Well, it's a sport engine obviously because it's got the 180 casting head on it. Everything on the car is correct, that's what I should say. Got the servo, all the original vacuum pipe, proper airbox on it, it's just completely standard, but that's how Bob has his things. Bob won't have anything that's like messed with other than standard. Got the oil cooler with the nice little bracket that holds it on the sump. Donuts look okay. The floors have been replaced. All the handbrake mechanism and slave cylinders. Obviously it's on 1-inch shafts. All this is beautiful, you know, it's just a good car. But it makes someone a nice car. Now, getting to the crunch, these cars change hands. When they're mint, they change hands for roughly about a good one, I'd say 22 grand, but obviously it needs making as tidy as that. Bob's asking 15 for it, which seems like a lot of money, but if you ever try and restore one of these things, you'll know you're into 30 grand by the time you put wings on it and all the rest of it. Original headlining is good. I remember when he bought the car, I actually drove it back from Skelmersdale It was a good car. It wasn't a dog to start with, but it did need the sills doing, and when it had the sills done, it ended up having the floor edges, and I think the floor edges turned into floors. I'm pretty right in saying. Let's have a look, see if we can see a bit more of the floor inside here. Yeah, I'd say they're new floors then, because of that shiny. Let's have a look under here. Yeah. It's absolutely, all the door shuts have been painted obviously. Just wants that last, I'd say, probably about 25 hours in it of, you know, really titivating it, giving it a good polish, making it nice, put some alloys on it. I'm not into black wheels, me. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. Nice standard little car there for someone if they fancy it. If you're interested, just give me a bell and we'll put you on to Bob. Right, we've got John's joined us in the workshop. How you doing, John?
Yeah, good.
Good trip up?
Yeah, no traffic at all.
Oh, wonderful. That's what we like to hear. Now, you've got a neighbour that's my pal, Will Parry.
Absolutely. Lives
Wow.
down the road, yeah.
Wow, so you've actually managed to get a manifold.
And the silencer, yeah.
Wow, crikey. In less than a year.
Yeah, but I did bully him.
Well, you're around at his workshop every day knocking on the door.
It's easy when you live close to somebody. Isn't it?
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, we'll have to try that tactic. We'll have to pretend to ring up and say we're living in Aberystwyth. Can we just drop a deposit to you? Yeah. Right, wonderful. Well, you brought your engine now. Also, before we get stuck into the engine, this is very, very kind, John. Now, John obviously watches Shrigleytube and he knows my Dougie is crazy about Lego. So you've made this, disassembled it again, rebagged it and brought it down for Dougie.
Yeah.
That's ever so kind, thank you.
Yeah, he'll get some fun out of that, I think.
Oh, he'll absolutely love that. Porsche 911, that will... The only problem we'll have is when his brother sees it, it'll be like the jealousy gene will kick in. So then we have to think of something. Let's let him do our feature something. And also, for me, is that a lemon drizzle cake?
That's Diane's doing that is.
Right, well, what we'll do is we'll get it apart. We'll go to this Ace Pie shop.
Yeah.
And then if we've got any room left, we'll get stuck into
Have
that.
a piece of Diane's cake. Yeah.
So tell me about the engine, John. This is it's a Reg pattern engine.
Yeah, so I ordered this off Reg a long time before I knew of you, to be perfectly honest. Reg built me one back in the 90s,
Right.
a 998, and it was good. It was really good. So when I retired, Diane said, you need to do another imp. So I got a Stiletto.
Excellent.
And decided to whack a 998 in it.
Yeah,
So
why not?
Just went straight back to Reg, and there's a few nice bits underneath.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to seeing what it's made of.
I think just as it's been stood for quite a while, it's you know, it's probably a wise thing just to inspect the wheel springs and make sure no moisture ingress or anything like that. And then hopefully we'll just be assembling it back together. But at the same time, if you want me to blast it while it's apart, whatever you want me to do, we can always blast it to make it look. It won't make it go any better, but it'll just
Make it look pretty.
it'll look better for a few months until the oxidisation. You have to spray them with WD-40 because once they're bare, the air gets to them. You know, it's a funny thing, but. Yeah, so I'll do whatever you want, but we'll pull it apart. If we see anything exciting, we'll report to the camera.
Okay,
That's the plan. Okay, John, it's coming apart quite well, but we've got an alarm going off which says it's time to go and get fed at the pie shop. So we'll jump in the imp. We've made a few little notice, just things we've said. You know, obviously this was built some time ago, so I was just explaining to John that if he wants to, depending on how far it comes apart, I can fit him a rear oil seal on the back there. These followers are original chill cast followers, which is fine because it was running a Piper 1RY cam, which isn't wild. But since you spec'd the engine, I believe you spec'd it with Stromberg's, did you?
Yes.
And now you've got a Will Parry combined manifold.
Yes.
You probably want to make use of the air you've got available, so we'll probably recam it and put it on something wilder. Now, the block looks great, looks in ground, so we'll carry on. I think we're going to end up stripping this to 1 million pieces, I will be honest with you.
Okay.
But there's a few other things. It's not necessity, but I don't like building the heads when they've not been welded across the bridge there, because if I come to build it on the bench and it's got valves in it and shimmed and I tighten it down and it cracks, I'll be like, no, we're going to take it all apart again, weld it, re-skim it. So I think at this stage, although it's a shame to sacrifice a new set of wheel strings, it's more cost effective to weld it, skim it, and we can just make it a mountain out of a molehill. But yeah, we'll turn a basically sound engine into something a little bit newer and more sound. That's what we'll do. Okay. Right, let's go and get a pie. John and myself have just come back from our pies. It was very impressive. And John was just saying, whatever happened to Bergerac? Because we used to enjoy seeing him on Shrigleytube, and not a believe who's rang and walked in. It's the man himself.
I haven't brought the shoes though, I'm afraid. Mate, I'll try harder next time.
Were them shoes for a joke, or do you actually go out in them? I don't know what was it a fancy dress party?
They're not normal. Great.
No, mate, they're not normal then. Anyway, first of all, John, how was the pie?
Pie was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
excellent.
Best pie I've had for a long time now.
Is it? It was good pies. I thought so as well.
I wish I could have come.
Yeah, no, I know. Where were you?
Maybe I'll get invited next time. You know?
I did text you.
You did.
Come on, mate. Now I've got a bit of.
See you.
Is it? Well, I've got. Well, you've only come because you brought me a job to do.
Yeah, well, no. Think of it as an excuse to come and see you.
The thing,
I've been looking for an excuse to come and see you for
weeks. You're full of rubbish. I just want to make a point that since I've left Moss Road, a place that I loved and the people I love there, I've only had 3 phone calls. one was from Dale to say there was some mail for me. One was from Joe to say he got a diesel that wouldn't start.
Right.
And the other one was you to say that you needed a job doing. Now
that's terrible.
Where's the love? Where's the phone call?
You have to remember that we're all busy people, aren't we?
Yeah,
you've not been back to Moss Road to pop your head in, you know.
I can't. I'm flat out here.
Yeah, well, there you go. You see.
Do you miss me?
Of course, all the time, every day. Honestly. I miss driving in and seeing that row of rotten Mark 5 Escorts or whatever's there that week.
They're all over the place. I've been trying to de-hoard. I'm trying not to get back to where I was. But yeah, no, I'm glad you've made an appearance, Bergerac, because I can put you on as a thumbnail now, a picture of your bonds, and no doubt I'll get double the views. Yeah. And I was just talking to John before, and John said his wife actually watches Shrigleytube as well.
In the hope
that I'm going to appear, right?
Can you believe that? I know.
Maybe I need to do an autograph or something. Right?
Mate, I can't believe. Why do people think that you're good looking? I just think you look.
I didn't know they did.
I said to John, I think he looks like Roland Rat. Obviously, not easily offended.
Subjective, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe it's your persona or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, what's the plan? Are you going to go to the NEC in November?
November, that's months away.
I know, but I booked it.
More than likely, yeah.
Hey, what car are you going to take?
I don't know. It's the 25th anniversary of the thesis. So the Lancey Club might want that on the stand.
Isn't that something you put in a toilet?
Very good. So anyway, I'll be there.
Right.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Is that what's your friend called? He's got a thesis, hasn't he?
No, he's got a Thema.
A Thema.
832. Yeah.
What wonderful names he gave these little rusty Italian cars.
Terrible.
Right.
My other car will be long done by then as well. The Stratos.
Is it? Are you going to make an appearance here in it or what?
Yeah, it's nearly there.
Would you please?
Weeks away.
Oh, you'll come here. I'll get you a pie if you come and see me.
Oh, really? That sounds like a promise.
No, I believe it's been kicking off at Moss Road. I believe there's been a bit of a noise issue.
I couldn't possibly comment. I'm stuck in the middle of it all. So.
Yeah. What, listening to it all? From both sides?
I think I know whose side I'm on.
Yeah. No, I did get my ear burnt the other day.
There's some serious work going on next door to me. You
know.
should come down and have a look before it gets too late.
Well, I might be able to on Friday after swimming. I might be able to just nip over.
You need to come and have a look. That's all I can say.
Well, Bergerac, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah.
And me and John will get back on with our engine now. And
sorry for disrupting.
Would you like a slice of Diane's lemon drizzle cake?
Absolutely, yeah.
Really?
Of course.
Right, we'll give.
It's my favourite kind of cake, that as well. How did she know?
I don't know.
Oh my God, he is a slime ball. Honestly, it's
I need to check her phone, don't
I? It's like an episode of Ghostbusters. Right, John. We better summarise where we've got to with this engine. We've actually managed to pull it apart because we've been gassing about, reminiscing, haven't we? We've been down memory lane. We've been Renault 5 Turbo, Renault 19. Yeah. Renault 21, not was yours, 11 Turbo.
11 Turbo.
11 Turbo. I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had a right good natter. So I've got the engine now. We've had a bit of a chat, and although there was actually nothing wrong with it, there was no water in it or anything, it had been stored. I mean, you say it was stored in your airing cupboard, was it?
Not an airing cupboard, a cupboard in the house though.
Fair play
where
to you,
we
mate.
put the Hoover.
Oh wow. So we've been keeping Mr. Hoover phone. So the engine didn't really have anything wrong with it. It's just that now that we've got a few different ideas, I've said to John, why don't we bore it to 73 mil? It's on like an old school Hepalite piston basically. They're in that box now, but the modern ring pistons are just a bit better because they've got a better modern ring pack on them, so we can bore it to a bit of a closer tolerance. So rather than on 4th hour, we'll make it 3.5. We'll put it on a set of 73 mil pistons. I'll pull the liners out just to glue them, just so we know the glue's fresh. That way there's no rocks unturned, and we can blast the block, blast the head. We're going to put some little support screws in it, weld that bridge where they potentially crack. Just, it's going to get the full hit basically. So yeah, we'll turn it into something. We'll leave it with that nice little mild cam because it is a road car. You've got your lovely manifold here.
Yes.
And you've also listened to what I said and gone and bought a lovely pair of Delautos as well. Yeah, it's going to be great. It'll be a lovely engine, that. Yeah. So I'll probably let you get on your way, mate, and I'll go and jump in my dyno cell and say thank you very much for my cake and and Dougie's Lego. I think we'll wrap it up for him for his birthday. it'll be less problems, because if I walk through the door with that, his brother's going to be like, right, hang on, what's going on here?
That's a good idea.
Right, Brill. Well, I'm glad that we managed to get Bergerac on anyway for Diane.
Yes.
For Sunday night.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to go home now. She's probably. I mean, she won't know yet, will she? So.
Oh, keep it for a surprise for her.
I will.
What's it? We failed to get hold of Bergerac and say, did you enjoy your lemon drizzle cake? But he did say he loved it.
Yeah,
so,
he
yeah.
did, yeah.
I'll try and get him to do a WhatsApp video for me of himself. He'll enjoy doing that.
Brilliant.
Right, Brill. Thanks, John.
All right, cheers.
Okay, chaps, it's a quick update. We've got the system working. So the water comes out of the tank into the pump. Obviously gives it a fair whack of pressure. It goes into the dyno via the exchange unit. So this is the water temperature exchange. So we've got the engine water runs alongside the dyno water. So it comes in here, cools this heater exchange unit out of here into the header tank there. And then it also takes the heat out of that header tank. And then this pipe here returns and it will feed the dyno water. I'll give you an idea of the pressure we're running. I'll just turn it on. This is our first time testing the systems, this. So that's the pump on, that's the feed on, should I say. And then we've got an extension lead kicking around here somewhere. Bad preparation. That's now giving us power to the pump. So if we look in here, this is the pipe that will be attaching to the feed side to the dyno. This is just coming from the coolant exchange system here at the moment. It's basically this pipe here. But I've not yet fed it into the dyno. Look down here, I've got plenty of water in the tank. Sorry about that total lack of preparation for the video. This is the feed return from the tank at the bottom where the water's collected. It's pumped back up by that pump over the top and into the top of the IVC. I've just zip tied a piece of mesh on the end of it because I don't want any muck that's gone into the tank from the dyno or anything getting back in our fresh water side, because I want to keep it all nice. So we'll turn the pump on, which is this plug here. We're just on plugs at the moment. So we should have return water now. Turn that on. Just get up on top of here. Yep, it's doing something. Don't know how well it's pumping, if at all. Get that, beautiful. That should hopefully collect any junk before it returns it. And that is our system in place, basically, chaps. Water going round in a full loop. Okay, chaps, quick update. Really pleased with me. Water system working perfectly on the old dyno. I've not attempted to do the new dyno yet because I want to incorporate a cooling exchange unit, and I've just not got time at the moment to think about that. So we will get to it, but at least tomorrow or maybe Friday we can bolt the customer engine on dyno, load it up. I've got to do the throttle cable, which is curled up underneath here. So that's the throttle cable. We'll get that fed through next, and then we can at least get some throttle from outside of the unit. That'd be amazing. I'm just putting this shelf up because I've been tripping over it. We made this shelf for the old unit. I used to have an Ormy R8 taper for the Miller, for the Bridgeport going through those holes. But anyway, it's been repurposed now. So I've just realised, I'm trying to show off here. I can't hold the shelf on the wall at the same time as go on the outside of the container and screw it on. So what I've done is I've done 2 holes, and I'm going to screw it on from this side, and then I'm going to go on the back, screw it on properly, then I can mark it up, swivel it each way, mark my holes here and here, drill them, and I'll have the shelf on in no time. Wednesday evening, we're starting to lose light in sunny Cheshire. I've just pulled this piece of steel tube out of my dyno cell. Made it a bit simpler now, but I just thought I'd mention that because just in case anybody recognises it, that is actually a centre section off a Ford XR3i. That's where it goes around the gear lever there. Anyway, got me shelf up. Dead happy because I love my shadowboard. There's all my Imperial gear and my bits for the dyno and my metric. I've got to finish writing that on my gas spanner. So that's great. That's another shelf. I'm going to put all my carb jets and stuff up there so that they're in here. And then we'll have a bench on top of the welder here for working on carburetors and stuff. I've just fitted the cable, which you can probably just about see. This is like a 10-foot long, no, not 10 foot, it's got to be 20-foot long accelerator cable. It starts in here. You see, oh gosh, what films to the phone? This cable here. And you can probably, oh, maybe you can't, it's quite hard to see. Can you see it there? So that's my throttle control from in here all the way to out there. So that's great. Got the cable in, dead pleased it worked out long enough because obviously it was far too long for the first place. It goes up and over the top there. Anyway, not to worry that we're there. We've got the cable in. We've got water going through the dyno. We've got no wiring to control the dyno, so we'll have to stand next to it when we run it. But at least we can run an engine now. Hopefully, Bernie's going to come tomorrow. We'll get the fans wired up, and Nick can then come and finish running his Porsche engine, and we can have a right good tidy up, get the wiring in for the dyno, get some paint on all this. It's all started to dry out quite nicely now. And then, yeah, we'll be in business. Right, I'm going to leave you with that lovely picture of my shadowboard. I'm dead pleased with that. Rapidly losing light here in Cheshire. We're on Dougie's buggy now. I thought we'd had such a good day with me spanner rack, etc. I thought, you know what, I've had the last hour and a half on Dougie's little go-kart. So I chopped this piece out, moved it over, welded it, measured it, welded it, measured it. It seems to be quite good now. Wheelbase seems good. So I was keen to use the original mounts off the moped. It has underneath here like a dual swivel, which would have been where the whole thing suspended with a spring here and the back wheel here. So I've got the bolt. I've just cut a slot in that bit of tube there. I'm going to offer it up. That looks like it'll be a good place to mount the front. What I'll do is I'll start spot welding it, and then we'll start making a mount for the back as well. I've got the engine right over. I'll show you in a minute. It's late now. I'm just trying to mount the engine on the buggy. I need a piece of flat bar with a bend in it. Obviously, I shouldn't really be doing this cold. I should get it out. I've got this enormous scaffolding bar, but it's amazing with a good vise bolted down. Just what control you can have over bending. I'll just try and get a bit. Slipping now. Yeah, I'll show you the end result anyway. Okay, chaps, we're going to call it a night at that. Just thought I'd do you a little update as to where I was up to on the Dougie ride. We've got the engine mounted. We've got the big bolt through the front here, so that's welded into the chassis there, and that supports the front end. I've got the back end welded on a piece here, So that keeps that bit up, and then we've got something to keep the chain in tension there. Obviously, I've just threaded barred this. I'll lock it all back up with nuts, but I think what we're going to have to do is have a third point, which will probably come round here onto another bar that's welded onto the inner tube here, to try and create like a triangulation between the 3 points that mount it, because this is where that front end's only got support its weight. This has got to support the torque from the chain going slack and tight on acceleration. So I want to make sure the back end is the strong part of it. I've discovered a few things I didn't realise. I had a big plastic cover on here and it was going to foul the bodywork because the bodywork's going to run real close. But I've just realised I can probably get away with yakking all this aluminium off, because this would have been like it's the same casting from what I can see. This would have at one stage had a fan on it, and the fan would have blown air over the fins to cool the engine. But of course, this is the water-cooled version, so it doesn't need all this paraphernalia around here. We can lose all that. And that means that we can get the body shell on a lot easier. Now, what am I looking at now? I've got it all straight, I think. We've got the gear in line, which is good. Needs a bit of fettling, but we can do all that. So yeah, we're under control. Oh, bless me. Sorry about that. The sneezy's come to get me. Right, what I was going to say, we're at that stage where what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on building it up. Get the chain on it, get the axle bolted on properly, get the brakes working. We're not going to weld the chassis anymore. It's just tacked in place. I may put a crossbar in here yet as well to strengthen it. What we'll do is we'll find out all the problems that are going to be problems, and then once I've worked out every single problem, and it can be like dry built virtually, we'll then take it all apart, clean the engine, paint the chassis, finish welding it, and build it up. Got to get some smaller back wheels as well. We want some Bambino kart back wheels if anyone's got any. And then, yeah, we should be okay. I feel like I've had a good hour on it or so there, and it's going to make a bit of, just made the progress it needed to make, because it had stagnated a bit doing nothing on it last week. Obviously, what I was going to say before was I'm going to cut a hole in the side of the fiberglass for the flywheel to poke through. So you can put like, we'll put like a spinning disc on it, like an old CD or something, because you'll like that, you know, things going round and all the rest of it. So that's the plan for that. Shouldn't look too aesthetically out of place. Right, I'm going to stop waffling and head on charge. Good morning, Thursday morning. Sun's out again. What a cracking week we're having. I've just pushed the liners out of this block. This is John's block. I'm going to just get this ready for blasting and machining. Got his rear cap back on because we're going to machine this for a rear oil seal. And then I'm going to crack on with my engine, or say my customer's engine, should I say, not my engine. Cam cover, a bit of tidying, a bit of dressing up, we'll call it. Get oil in it, dyno flywheel on it, and then it can be ready to drop on the dyno, hopefully Friday. We just need Nick to come and finish his 911 engine and get it out of the dyno cell. So this is just had its liners pushed out. I've marked them all up so they go back in the same position. We're going to clean them up, put them back in, and bore it to 73 mil. Now, the reason I pushed them out is, oh, look at there's Bob and Chris. The reason I pushed the liners out is because the Loctite goes off over time. Now, I'm not saying this would have leaked, but if you look at the Loctite, it's just flaky and breaking up. It's just time that does it, really. It's not everywhere, but yeah, it's just gone off, basically. It's probably 20 years old. So I'm gonna blast the block, new glue on them, clamp them all in, then we'll deck it, bore it. It'll be like a new engine then. So literally gonna put this all away now, get on with this, and then when Bernie arrives, we'll then stop doing that and turn our attentions to helping Bernie in the dyno cell, because I really could do with them fans wired up today. Pardon? Another happy customer, yeah. Bernie.
Good morning, Andy.
Look at the weather. Are you excited about tonight, Bernie?
I'm very excited about tonight, Andy.
Tonight, I'm going home for my tea, and then I'm going back to Bernie's house, and we're going to fire up the little red ink van that's been in restoration for, is it probably 3 years, is it?
Well, it's about 5 years. Well,
is it 5
years in September since I bought it, yeah.
That's not 5 years since we went to that house.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
someone put the brakes on. The world's going too fast.
That's it, yeah.
Well,
not run for 45 years now.
45 years. It's having the grand start up tonight. I think it's going to go first turn, Bernie. If there's an electrical fire, what we'll do is we'll just cut the video and we won't put it on YouTube,
Right,
yeah?
yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I am too. Well, yeah, we've got a good day for it. Hopefully it's going to stay like this and tomorrow's going to be even better, apparently.
Yep.
I was just going to video this bird. Have you seen this bird up here? Do you know anything about birds?
Nothing about birds.
He's singing his heart out. Look at him. He's flat out. Having a right old chitter chatter to himself. He's got like a red bill or beak or whatever. Wildlife. Didn't get wildlife like that in Moss Road, you know.
No, you wouldn't do, would you?
No. Hopefully we've got Nick on his way to complete the Porsche. I've had a tidy up in here this morning. I've been showing all my work off to Bernie, saying, Bernie, look how well I've done, trying to get a pat on the back. And Bernie just sort of shook his head and said, right, let's get on with it. Because he doesn't do all that praise stuff, he just gets on with the job. So we've got our fan with the gauze on there, got the water in here. Bernie's going to wire up the pumps. He's going to fix these up, get some new cable on them. And then we'll be ready to get the engine on dyno. So I better go and finish it and stop talking. Got Ron has appeared for dinner. Bernie's been busy wiring up fans, Bernie.
More fans.
More fans, look at that.
The only fans I've got.
Only fans, have you been on that website? Wait till Heidi finds out.
Yeah, wait till I decide that, yeah.
Mate's looking good. Do you think we're going to have fans today then?
We'll have fans today.
Excellent, I'm so excited.
Got a fan here already.
Got a fan outside, Ron Speed's arrived. Mate, I was going to say, your alarm's going off. It's time for you to be fed. It's time for your pie, Bernie. So when you're ready, I've got the imp out. How are we doing, Ron Speed?
You're doing okay.
Lovely weather up here, isn't it?
Bronzy.
It's beautiful here, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
Yeah. We're going to go for something to eat. You fancy a pie, do you?
Your pie.
If you have tomatoes with it, you don't put any weight on at all. That's what I've discovered.
Yeah.
It's only if you have chips with it that it's bad for you.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Pastry's good. It's homemade pastry, that, Bernie. He makes it in-house, a pastry. That's why I don't get heartburn, because it's real pastry.
Low calorie pastry.
Honestly, mate, I've been going there now since Christmas and I've barely put any weight on.
I'm busy trying to lose it at the minute. When I bust me rib,
You what, Peg?
I fractured a rib, didn't I? Fell over in the garage.
Oh, sugar, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, remember you telling me?
In a
Yeah.
pillock. Fell over a cushion.
Oh, sugar.
So
Is it still
laid
hurting?
up. No, it's fine now.
Right.
But being laid up, I just ate and did nothing.
But you get
and
bored, don't you, when you can't? Yeah.
so-
Well, summer's here now.
It was easier to put it on than get rid of it.
Yeah. You know what the best way of losing weight, honestly, I'm not a doctor or anything, but sporadic eating, I call it.
Yeah.
You eat like a caveman. So when you've killed a deer, imagine a caveman, he'd just like eat a deer for 3 days, wouldn't he? Then he'd sleep for a week, then he'd eat. So just eat sporadically. So if you go for a good scran today, have a good scran, but then don't eat until
That's
tomorrow.
a good idea. There is deer at the back of our house. Yeah.
Well, bring me half of one.
I don't think you make that.
No, I meant that's what they did back in the day, wasn't it? Like when they were living in caves and stuff. Yeah. So because that's how we're designed. We're designed with fat cells. So when we get a load of food, we turn it into glucose. We store the energy, and then when we go hungry, the fat cells, hormone in your brain or whatever, says fat cells release the energy back into your bloodstream, and they're like a battery, aren't they? But the life that we lead, where we have 3 meals a day, we just get bigger and bigger.
That's it.
Right, I'll stop waffling. Let's go into some pies. Quick update, chaps. I've been outside. Bernie's got both inlet fans working. I finished dressing this engine, so this is ready to go in the dyno now. I've got 2 dizzies for it. This is a 25 D4 made to look like a 23 D4, so it's got no vac advance, and the base plate's been welded. Fit the illumination kit in it, glued the rotor arm on. I've sorted the advance curve out, so that's for his other. He's got 2 cars, this chap, and the other car needs a dizzy, so I just glued that on there. Can you see? I glue the wires to the base plate so that they don't chafe, because if you put a zip tie around them, what we found was after a season's racing, the wire would start to chafe on the metal underneath, and then they start earthing. So I glue them now, and it just means that they stay good forever. Anyway, that's his 123 programmable Bluetooth dizzy. We'll get that in next as soon as we've run it with that dizzy and prove that dizzy works. So that's that job. And then this job here is James Ibbotson, Sir James Ibbotson's engine, and I'm pleased to say, James, it looks like you've kept the oil clean. Look at that. After a full season's racing and numerous events to retro rides and stuff. Now the bore is absolutely fine. It's glazed up lovely. I don't know if you can see. However, because Kit has educated me since we bored and honed that, we have a better system now for honing the engine. So I'm going to re-hone it and check the size. Just take half a thou out of it, literally. We won't make it noisy or anything. And then we'll clean that block, and then that can go back together with his new cylinder head once I've dowelled the head to the block, etc. What else have I got to do? Got to get the crank balanced, because last time we built it, we didn't get time to balance the crank and the flywheel. The flywheel and clutch was already balanced from previous engine build, but I don't know if you remember, it was like the night before. It was like the Thursday night before we went racing on Saturday at Donington Park. It was lastminute.com, and we built it, or I gave him the parts and he built it in one day, and then we dynoed it at 10:30 at night, and it went racing the following weekend. So we've taken a bit more time over it this time. We've got a nice head to go on it. We're going to sort the hone the bores out and get it the crank all perfectly in balance, give it the best chance, so we can go out and try and maintain his #1 status against the rest of the Hillmans, which might be a little bit harder than he may be thinking, because it looks like the job's moved forward yet again. Bren and Gary Preble certainly up there, and Adrian and Platzi all taking a chance to set new times. So looking forward to see how he gets on. Just finished doing my honing to come outside. Look at that sky. Oh, stunning. Makes you feel so good, doesn't it, Bernie, when it's home time and the sun's still out?
It's a bit warm in here though.
Yeah, you've been there.
Yeah.
Well, there's a pool at the back there. Have you not been in the pool?
At the pool?
Oh, put a pool in for you, mate. Yeah, there's a pool at the back over there.
That was for ratties.
Yeah, no, it's not for ratty. Oh, did it? You know, yesterday I made a video of me cleaning out the impeller on one of the pumps, and it was full of like fur. And I thought to myself, I bet it's just insulation. But afterwards, I thought, you know what? That was the remains of Ratty after he went for a swim and couldn't get out. Anyway, Bernie, give us a demo.
A little bit further now. So.
Oh, a little bit, mega mate. Give us a demo. This is one of the fans, is it? One of the two fans. Look at that. That's the far fan.
Yeah.
This is the one that this one. Look at that. Mega. And then we've got scabbings as well. Bernie, you're a genius.
I wish.
If this Husky doesn't start first turn tonight.
This van.
Yeah, the van. Oh, sorry, mate. Did they call it a Husky? That was a bit rude of me, wasn't it? Sorry.
Needs fuel to get fuel, that's it.
Yeah, fuel. We'll get fuel through. I'm just going to sort the winklers out with the wife, and then I'll be round if that's all right. Yeah. And then what we'll do is, if you send me all the correlation of videos you've got to date, we'll do like a collage thing. I'll piece it all together, and we'll put that on as part of the grand fire up.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Very good.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Bernie, for your extremely skilled hand. I
Yeah.
would not know where. Well, I wouldn't be anywhere without you. I'd still be messing about in there. Yeah. Well, you've seen my attempt at wiring. Brill. Look at that for a view, eh? What a stunning little car that is. And look at that. Bob's wife just brought me this round, Christine. She's so kind. Whenever she brings Bob an ice cream in the afternoon, she brings me one as well. Lovely. I'm going to call it a good day today. Bernie's done us proud. I've got Vernon, this is Vernon's engine. I've got that honed, started honing it, but the honer's got hot and we've got to let the liners cool down. So we've turned into Skype mode. It is gone 5. Is it 5:30? Oh my God, where's the time go? It's 5:30 already. So we've got half an hour to put some paint on these wheels. I've just done one of them. These, for the keen ones amongst you that will really study Shrigleytube, will remember when Terry picked up some bits and pieces off me, he brought these wheels. Now, these wheels are off an Iveco. They're 16-inch, but they fit my LDV ambulance. Now, the ambulance has got old tyres on it, and I wanted to put new tyres on it because we take the kids everywhere in it in summertime. Our first weekend away in it is Dyno. We're going to go for the transport show thing at the beginning of May, so I want to tax it for May. I want to get some new skins on these wheels. I took them in for shot blasting and they came back lovely, and I just walked past them before and noticed that the moisture in the air has started attacking them already. So what I've done is I've just brake cleaned it all, airlined them, and I'm going to paint them. Now you're probably thinking, what on earth are you doing with Dulux paint, Andy? But honestly, the wheels that are on the ambulance are silver, and I painted them with Hammerite, Smoothite, sorry. And honestly, it's like it's porous. I don't know if I didn't put enough on it, but 2 years down the road, and the wheels have all gone rusty again. So my dad always painted his wheels with Dulux gloss. So I'm copying what my dad did. And also, whilst we're on a rant about old school things, when I was a kid, my dad took me stock car racing everywhere. You know, we went to White City, Blackburn, the old Bellevue at Hyde Road, gosh, all over the place, wherever we could go, Coventry, Stoke, Bolton, there's one in Bolton, one at Crewe. And we used to go virtually every weekend to watch the stock cars, because my dad was quite involved with it to a point. He knew a lot of people. Obviously, he'd done it years ago, so he had a big interest. I just used to roll down hills and get covered in mud and didn't really pay that much attention. But there was one car that always caught my eye, and that was a guy called Bez, number 260, Dave Beresford. And he always had immaculate white wheels, and he used to paint the hubs red and the wheel nuts red. Looked the bee's knees. As a kid, I was very impressionable. I had the pin badge as well. I'll try and find it. And yeah, so unfortunately, Dave Beresford's not with us anymore. So in tribute to his efforts, I'm going to paint the wheels white on my ambulance. I might get like a pinstripe around them and paint the hubs red and put Bez 260. 260 was his number. Anyway, there you go. I'm getting a bit carried away, aren't I? But yeah, good times. Right, I'll carry on painting these wheels. Hopefully we'll get our first coat on them before it's time to go home. Thursday evening, just arrived at Bernie's. Look at this. What a wonderful plot you've got here, Bernie. Garages everywhere. Oh, look at the Hillman, mate. Sorry I'm late, by the way. We had a bit of World War III at home. Yeah. Kids were on the trampoline playing stock cars, and they were fencing each other, and Dougie got hurt. Full meltdown. Look at the car. Mate, I've not seen it completed before. She's mint, isn't she?
Well, not perfect.
I quite like the wide wheels now, seeing them.
Yeah.
You're going to put it on the original 4Js, are you?
I like to put it on the original 4, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them. That's a sample one, isn't it? They're dead rare, these. You can see how shallow it is here. It's near the first year, or first couple of years, and the vans that got the 4J, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, anybody got any for sale?
Yeah, anyone's got any for sale, give us a message or whatever, we'll buy them. Yeah, looking awesome, Bernie. Can I open the door?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, look at the seats. You had them retrimmed.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, look at the seat belts. Oh, it even smells brand new. Are those Husky back seats?
No, they're
They came with it?
Yeah. Came with it.
Oh, did they really? Have you had it all retrimmed, have you?
Not the back ones, no. The back ones aren't so bad.
Oh, my word. Look at the stereo. Mate, it's like a brand new car. What a job.
Not quite, but yeah.
Mate, it is. That's probably as good as they came out the factory, that.
Well, yeah.
Doors fit nice.
Still a bit tight to the door seals, but...
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Did you ever see these cars? Imagine what they were like when they came out the factory. They weren't the best, were they? No, it's lovely. Are we going to push it outside and do the grand start-up?
Well, I don't know. I'm a bit worried about the cars.
Are you?
Yeah.
We've got a fire extinguisher, haven't we?
No, it's not that. It's if it leaks petrol, we don't want it to drive.
Oh, I see. Have we got a big piece of card or tin or anything we can put down?
Yeah, I've got some cardboard boxes, yeah. Could do that, yeah.
Oh, you mean... well, why don't we just push it to the entrance and...
Yeah, can do that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. And if it's fine, we'll push it outside and we won't get fumed then. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video now. And you know all them videos you sent me?
Yeah.
I'm going to do like a collage and a waffle over.
Exactly.
We'll put, yeah, because how long is it in the making this now? 5?
It'll be 5 years in August.
Wow.
August. Yeah,
I can't believe it. Was it Bob that put us onto that?
it was, yeah.
We went to go and see it together, didn't we? It was in a garage in a
5 years
upper
ago.
drive. I can't believe that was 5 years, mate. It feels like 5 minutes. It was an absolute mess, it was. It's come out lovely, that, mate. You're going to really enjoy that. Right, let's get it outside. Right, this is the very, very first time this van had moved in 45 years. initially Bob from the Imp Club, our friend Bob Allen, got a phone call to say there was a van in a garage. It'd been there a long time. Bernie had always wanted an Imp van, and he's obviously a big common man, so he was the perfect person to buy it. So me and Bernie went to see it. He struck a deal, and then Bernie went back with my mate, Mr. Pringle here, the recovery man, who's now a builder. That's another story. Anyway, they dragged it out of the garage. I mean, I think the wheels were stuck, locked on it. It was only when they got it out, really, that he realised how bad it was. Obviously, concrete preformed garage, and the moisture, it's just rotted and eaten it away. The van is surprisingly straight. You can see the panels. It was a builder's van. It is surprisingly straight, I think. But the front end, the garage roof had been leaking. And Bernie said when he lifted that tyre off the bonnet, it brought the roof of the bonnet with it. It was absolutely, the moisture just being sat there. 45 years, that's nearly as long as I've been on planet Earth. That's every Christmas I've had since, that Imp was sat in that garage. And crazy, absolutely crazy. Anyway, this is Jean, the lady who owned the car, and obviously that's why Bernie's very kindly named the car Jean. Unfortunately, she's in her home now, but he's going to send her this video and show it her anyway, so that's nice that she'll see the car make it back to former glory. So personally, if I was Bernie at this stage, I'd have probably just sold it on, because the task of turning that to where it is now is mega, especially when you bear in mind Bernie hasn't handed any of the work out to anybody. He's done it all himself. Speaking of which, here are the videos, pictures that he sent me of the car. That's in the garage with all the stuff around it. And obviously they dug it out. That was how hemmed in it was. 45 years of junk. This is it as it's come out. And you can see the extent of the corrosion and all the wheels. Everything basically completely cream crackered on it. It's had floors, sills. He's done it all. He made himself a spit. He's done it all himself. He's bare metaled it himself. So he's rubbed it all down. And, that's some commitment. I mean, it's took him 5 years, but if he'd have took this to a specialist restoration company, I still think they would have been on for about 2.5, 3 years to turn it around. And that would be using shot blasters and external paint and all the rest of it. Well, you probably got the message by now. Bernie doesn't mess about. When Bernie sets himself about a task, he just gets stuck right, and he's like a machine. And look, he stripped it right out there, You can see the floor through the floor. The back half looks quite good, to be fair, because obviously it hadn't been driven around rotten, so all the spring mounts were good. But he's got all the loom out of it, the whole shabiz. He's not messed about. You can see the rot there where the sill is just not attached to the floor edge. And I think there's a picture coming up shortly where you'll see he actually cuts the entire floor out of it and then put new floors in it. There you go. There's no floor whatsoever in it there. So he's got his new sills. He's made his own acro props to hold the shell in a good position so the doors open and shut nicely whilst he welds the sills on. He's done the arches, put the minimum amount of material in, welded it all back, he even repaired the front edge of the front panel there where they are prone to rot, but obviously in that garage with the water leak above it, that was a particularly damp area. Done a cracking job there of letting that arch in. Minimum amount of body filler, because he will have straightened it all first. And then that's the bottom of the front wing. Same with the back arch. If you look, I just noticed that even though the van was particularly rotten, it was quite a straight little project, It wasn't knocked about or been accident damaged or anything. So it's come up really well. And he's done a cracking job. Yeah, I can't wait to see it at the workshop. And he's got it on the spit there you go. You see he started to bare metal it, he's done it all, just rubbed it all by hand more than likely with 80s grit or something till he's got back to bare metal. He started by painting the inside. I think he painted the inside himself first, carried on doing all the body filler on the outside, masked it all up again, and then he got my friend to go around and paint the outside of it. But it wasn't happy with it. There you go. He's painted the inside of the car and the front luggage compartment, and then prepped it the outside, masked it all up again, obviously, so the overspray didn't go everywhere. And then he started to paint the outside of it, but they weren't happy with the finish. So what happened was, Bernie, after it was made red, you'll see in a picture in a minute, you'll see it looks like it's quite matte. And the reason for that is Bernie went all over the car and flatted it off with like 1000 grit and soapy water, got rid of all the runs and all the imperfections, and then got the chap back to paint it again. So that's why it came out so nice. So it's got plenty of paint on it. It shouldn't go rusty again. And yeah, he's got it all sorted now. So you can, when you watch the rest of this video, you'll see how excited he is. He doesn't really show it very much, but I can tell he was buzzing off it. And quite rightly so. What an achievement for one human to do. I bet all he subbed out really was the actual paint job, which they did it in this place, and he did all the preparation, which is the hard bit. So fair play to him. Look at that, what a stunning job. And he's got his engine in. Unfortunately, he did ring me this weekend to say the gearbox isn't going in second gear and it's noisy, so we're going to do a swap out on the gearbox next week, put him another gearbox in, or he's going to do it. I've got some gearboxes at work that are a known quantity, so he's going to put that in it so he can get himself on the road. But yeah, there you go, that's the car as we see it today, and you'll now see us attempting to start it for the very first time in 45 years. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Well done, Bernie. Absolutely stunning job. Bernie's just got the vacuum on the airline there. You're drawing the fuel through, are you?
Yeah, drawing fuel from the tank.
Yeah, wow. So it's never actually had fuel. How many years is it since it's run this?
45 years.
45 years.
45 years.
Look at this. He's put a fire blanket. Is that a noise absorber or like, is it a proper...
It had a fire pad on, didn't it?
Oh, did it? A standard?
Yeah,
Mine must have one.
But it was all rotten, it just fell apart.
Yeah, yeah.
So...
Wow. Oh, there she goes. No air bubbles, that's good.
A few air bubbles.
Oh, there's a few. You got your filter there, haven't you? Yeah. Now, it's actually a 930 engine, this, isn't it?
It is.
And one of the finest.
One of the finest, yeah.
Hope it starts. And then you've fitted very, very neatly. This is the original ignition system that comes with the fire pump engines. It's got like a little bounce resistor, and then the original Roots amplifier there, and it runs a 9-volt coil. Did you wire yours properly so it gets 12 volts on cranking? And then, oh, you've wired it correctly. So you've actually got the little wire on the starter motor as well, have you?
I have, yeah.
Wow, I should have known that, being Bernie's electrician. It'd be done properly. I've just told everyone to put 12 volts to the white wire just to make it work, you know. But I do supply them with the wiring diagram that you very kindly supplied me with. So, yeah.
Well, we'll see if it works, that wiring diagram.
Yeah, well, it'll do one or two things when it'll either fire up or catch fire, one of the two. Is that quarter and that's an 8mm tail?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's me, that. Sorry. I'll try and get it on for you. Oh, she's gone, mate. Right, that'll be ream that. Okay, Bernie. Are you ready? Oh, sorry, am I getting carried away with myself? Oh, you've got a Jubilee clip. You're so professional. I'd be too excited, me. I'd be just firing it up. I'll do the choke if you want. I think the rear wheels really suit it, you know, with them deep dish. They fill the arch beautifully.
Yeah, they were from Gary.
Oh, from Gary, Gary's superb car. Gary's Classics.
Gary's Classics, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey up. It's the grafter. How you doing, Heidi? You're on record.
Oh, right, okay, to behave myself.
Yeah, no swearing, please.
No, I don't swear.
How's Bernie been behaving?
Absolutely, he's absolutely chuffed to bits with this.
I bet he is. It's lovely, isn't it?
I can get all my jobs done now.
Is what, sorry?
I can get all my jobs done.
Oh, has he got a job list outstanding?
I have.
He's got one at work as well.
Now that Jean's ready, he can.
Jean, is that what you called her?
That's what she's called.
Jean the imp.
Oh yeah. And you know what? The kids, the grandkids, particularly the two boys, are desperate to go out. Absolutely desperate to be picked up from school.
Oh, cool! Imagine it.
And yeah. I think they were disappointed.
Do you want handbrake on, Ben? Yeah. Sorry, Heidi. Yeah. No, it's lovely. It's like smells like a new car, doesn't it?
Yeah.
First time it's running 45 years.
And
Right.
I'll go out.
Okay, Bernie. I'll leave it recording. Are you doing? We're doing just full choke and cranking it.
Bernie, I'm going.
See you later, Heidi. Thanks. See you Sunday at 7. First crank, mate. Oh. I think not choking a bit. I think it's a bit rich. What it is, you know, on the cam on the choke, how it opens the throttle. Just open the choke for us. There's like we've got a little fuel leak as well. Don't put the ignition on again. Okay. Yeah, pull the choke on.
On now, yeah.
Off. Oh, it is opening the throttle. It has like a little cam that gives it more throttle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernie, we've got a little, let's just investigate that. Well, that was partially successful, as in the engine did fire up, as you heard. We've got a small fuel leak from both cars, Bernie, so I suspect it's just a case of the needle valves need to settle down. We'll de-dust in the, it's got red overspray on it. We've got the fire extinguisher, and we've also got the hose pipe, just on the off chance. We'd hate for Bernie's hard work to have a little whoopsie. There's not much petrol hanging around. What we've done is pulled the feed pipe off, so it'll only pump what it's got in the pump now. I've used this to give the Stromies a bit of a wake up, just in case their needle valve is just sticking. So what we find is no choke now, Bernie. A bit of throttle, and it'll just go. It'll probably take a little while to clear itself because it's probably full of fuel inside the manifold and all the rest of it. But I don't need to tell you that, you probably know that. We've just used all the fuel in the floats. So should we put the pipe back on, do you think, and just try it, see if it's settled down? I'll give him another love tap. Okay, take 3. Bernie, we've got the pipe back connected to the pump, so hopefully the carbs will have settled, Bernie, and she'll fire up and run. It might take a little while to crank it through. Okay, starting to go rich. Okay, Bernie, how are you? Okay.
Yeah,
Been a lot of work in the making,
it has.
and
A bit of teething problems.
we'll call it. At least it fired up and ran, mate. And you know, it's a shame we can't go for a drive, but like the fire hazard and all that. I think if you get the Strommies off, bring them to the workshop. What we can do is, as a quick fix, we can take them apart, look at them, and then if everything's okay, we connect up to the fuel pump and make sure we're not tipping. Basically, it's probably just a sticky needle valve, a tiniest bit of muck or something like that, you know.
Yeah, we'll see what's. Yeah, I'll get them off it morning.
Cool. I'm in tomorrow till quite late because Gem's off, so I've not got a leave till 4 or 3:30 or something. So come down with me if you're available, and we'll sort it as soon as you arrive. We'll drop the tools and get it sorted so you can be out rolling at weekend. In fact, you know what I've also got? I've got a Solex there on the button that I test all my engines with.
Yeah.
So you can take that if you want and buy yourself some more time, because that you can just put it on and it's 4:30, so it'll just work straight away.
Oh yeah.
Right, that'll just. But no, mate, it's absolutely stunning. Credit to you, that, Bernie. And I'm so surprised the wiring didn't set fire or anything.
I know. So mine must be getting better in the old age.
Mate, you've got the hang of it. Lifetime of twiddling wires and you got the hang of it. Yeah. No, mate, that's absolutely belting. I'm going to get a snapshot of you for me thumbnail. Right. Bernie's on the night shift, taking the carbs off. I'm going to bring them to me tomorrow. Wow. Is that the first time it's moved under its own steam?
That's the first time it's moved.
It went backwards.
Went backwards.
Mind you, the first time it moved in 45 years, it went backwards as well. So at least it's consistent.
In 40 years when I pulled it out again.
Yeah, so I've got the video before, thank you, of it being towed out the garage.
Yeah.
Right, Bernie, I'm gonna go and get showered up. I'll see you tomorrow at some point.
Yeah.
Belting. Well done, mate.
I'll get it up and I'll take it off at manifolds and then it's...
Whatever's easiest for you. Whatever's easiest. Yeah, we've got the option to put the Solex on if you want. Take it anyway, and you can be out rolling at weekend then, can't you? Brilliant.
Well, it goes backwards. So it goes
Yeah, so the
forward.
clutch works and all that.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, is this MOT? Is it going to be insured and all the rest of it?
It is insured and
Oh,
taxed,
so you can.
yeah.
Oh, right. So you
It
can.
is, yeah.
So as soon as you fixed it, you can be out terrorising the streets of Sale.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. Right.
Baseball cap on back to front.
Get your tunes pumping. Brilliant. Love it, Bernie. Love it. Friday morning. The sun is out again. Looks like it's going to be another gorgeous day. Just been getting myself organised in here. This is the dressed up engine that I'm gonna try and get this on the dyno and get a tune out of it today. Just like a little itch I need to scratch. I need to just load something up and watch the needle move on the dial, and I'll be happy then. I'll feel at peace inside. I'll feel like we're almost complete. Anyway, weird, aren't I? Right, got some crankshafts ready because Monday we're gonna have to shape. I've got Vernon's engine on the Honer. I've got him a new crankshaft out the crankshaft pile. So we've got a brand new crank there with all the back end modified to take the imp flywheel. So that's a 930 crank. I've put his front pulley on. This is his clutch. This is the earlier steel flywheel we did, which was a 7 1/4. And then obviously we've moved to the 5 1/2 now, but originally we were all on 7 1/4. So that runs a different type of clutch, but similar sort of idea. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave them there. We might move them up because really we need to get the pistons out of this thing and find out what needs doing to it to make it fit again. It was reported to be breathing, so we need to just check that the rings are okay and stuff. So that's got to come apart. So we might have to move all this up there. That can go in a box. And then once that's done, we'll get this on the dyno and get a tune out of it. And at the same time as well, I need to make some progress with Dougie's buggy because the bodywork needs to go off for painting, and they're going to need it for a week at least, or Hulsey's going to need it for a week, should I say. So he said, would I finish mounting it and getting it all mounted and hinged on the body so that when it comes back, on the chassis, sorry, so when it comes back, it can just be put straight on as a finished item. So there's quite a lot of work to do there. So we're going to just crack on, get stuck in and see where we end up. Okay, we've set a hand grenade off inside the engine, and it's in 1,000 pieces. So, a bit confused, to be honest. Maybe you can help me. I initially the engine, so I'll tell you what, we'll start from the beginning. The engine went out quite a while ago, got to be 3 or 4 years ago. And it's been doing some rallies and stuff like that. And then my mate servicing the car ran me and said, this engine's breathing badly. And I was like, really? I said, he said he thinks that he could smell petrol in the oils. I said, right, okay, change the oil and whatnot. Anyway, he got into a fight with the Strombergs and had a bit of a bad do with them. I don't quite know exactly what's gone on, but it's definitely running rich. There's no doubt about it. Anyway, he said it's gone down on number 1 cylinder. We've had a bore scope in it, and there's a piece missing out the piston. So I was like, right, okay, let's get it back to me. Let's have a look at it. I'll try and squeeze it in amongst other jobs. So when it arrived, this is just me jumping to conclusions. I've looked at the temperature sticker, which is like, if I can zoom in on it, it's been up to, you can't really see that. It says it's been up to 110 degrees. So I was thinking, oh my Lord, it's been toasty hot. The noise will be the pistons because they will have picked up and they'll be all scuffed. So they'll be now rattling in the bore. The breathing will be because the rings will be stuck because of the scuffing after the piston's overheated. And the missing piece from the piston is probably a detonation where it's attacked the top of the piston, right? So how wrong could I have been? Because I took the head off, and the first thing I noticed was ever so slight shadowing on the top of number 1 inlet valve. That squiggly mark is where I've had my valve spring compressor on it, but there's like a shadow running all the way across it. I don't know if you can see. That's where the valve kissed the piston. So that was his lack of compression on number 1 cylinder. They must have had an issue with the bore scope because it's quite hard to see inside a cylinder through a plug hole, but there wasn't a problem with the pistons, as in they didn't have any parts missing off the top of them. They were all complete. Now, I took it apart just to check it. I thought, while we've got it out, let's make sure we don't leave any rocks unturned. Let's make sure it's right before it goes back together. There's no point saying the bottom end looks fine without actually looking at it. So I pulled the pistons out of it, and the bearings all look good. The crank looks mint. The middle main looks mint. Everything looks good. It's a bit dirty inside the engine, I will say that. Like it could do with more oil changes, or better air filtration. But it's not dying, you know what I mean? The only observation I'll make is when I come to push the pistons out, they were like squeaking as they came out. Look at that one there. It's probably quite hard to see, but I've not done anything other than just pull it out of the bore. You can see the carbon on it. It's been literally getting washed with petrol. It's been really, really rich, this, which is what's caused, these, if it was a valve guide oil seal head, then obviously sometimes they get stuck, but it's on just bronze guides. So there should be plenty of oil floating around, but if you look at number 1 guide, well, you can barely see it. I did just see one place where, there you go, see a little bit of bronze there. It just picked up, but it's totally bone dry, there's no oil on it. So obviously, the guys, when you get an engine that runs super rich, like it's on full choke, the fuel that washes around it, it washes the lubrication off it, which is what we can see on the pistons. But having said that, the pistons do not have any sign of pickup. The wear pattern is normal on them. So even though it's had a bit of a toasting session, it hasn't caused it to pick up. What happens, because it's an iron liner, that obviously the bore doesn't expand at the same rate as the piston. The piston grows with temperature, and then it starts to bite, and you get like pickup marks on the bore. Now, I've put a ring in, and it's right on top limit, the ring. That's up at like 25 thou, that. So it needs to be like 14 to 16 thou, really, tops. I like them down at 12 when they're new. So what we're going to do, I think, as a plan, is we're just going to run a hone through that guide, make sure it's all nice and sweet again. Everything else looks to be working okay. Put that back together. I'm going to hone the bore and glaze bust it, basically, just so that the new rings can have a chance of bedding. There's no wear lip or anything on it. It'll feels okay. And then I was going to put a set of pistons in it, but I'll speak to the customer. I can't see a problem with them pistons whatsoever, other than the fact they've got a bit of a lack of lubrication on them just from the pure petrol bore wash, you know. But what I'll do, I think, is we'll definitely put a set of rings in it. In fact, what I'll do is I'll go and get a new ring now, and we'll put it in the bore alongside that other ring and just do a comparison. That's an idea. Right, I just got a new set of pistons off the shelf, took one of the rings off, and you can see straight away the ring gap is considerably smaller than the worn ring. Obviously, we expect it to wear a little bit, and you know, air filtration plays a part in it, things like that, and it will have settled in. So I'm not overly concerned. I think while we're here, it's going to be wise. It's just pinching on 13 though. So the bore's fine. It's just the rings have had a bit, basically. Just had a bit of time. Well, you know, it's been out a few years. I'm not knocking the rings. It is what it is. You know, things don't stay new forever. But certainly, what we'll do, I think we'll make a plan to put a set of rings in it, sort of give the bore a bit of a glaze, plus a bit of a hone, and then we'll get it on the dyno, and we'll have a look at these Strombergs. Now, I don't want to spend loads of time on them because I'm useless at sorting them out, but I'll do my best to try and get it to a stage where it's not leaking fuel or tipping or whatever and going dead rich. Right, to put this to bed now, at least we know where we are with it, and we'll have to get on with putting this on the dyno. Bit of an exciting moment for me, this chap's got my wooden ramp here. I've got the trolley in with the new engine on. We're going to lift it up on the crane, go over the top of the Beetle engine, and then land on the old dyno over there. That's the plan anyway. It's not been too much drama. I'm quite excited, to be honest. It's took a lot of work to get to this stage, and this actually running on the dyno today will signify the start of getting jobs in the out tray, which obviously is a big relaxer for me, because there's nothing really of any sort of major work level gone out of the door since September. So yeah, right, let's get this up and see if we can slide it across as design intention by the lunatic that put that thing up there. Right, he's up in the sky. I think we're just going to clear the Porsche engine, and then we'll go over the top of there and land over there. Are you excited, Mr. Hillman engine? Hope you are. I am. Got my engine on the dyno. Just been bolting him up, and we've got a visitor. He's brought his carburetors. It's Bernie. Bernie, how you doing?
Morning, Andy.
Mate, your alarm's going off. Your pie alarm.
The pie alarm's going off, yeah.
Have you got time for a pie, or are you busy?
Yeah, I'm going to try for a pie.
Oh, good lad.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
So I've got something for you, but anyway.
Bernie's brought the carbs down. We've had a quick look, and as I suspected, the job is absolutely perfect. We've tested the needle valve, it's working. But what we have discovered is Bernie's took this out. I've never seen these types of cars. Well, I have seen these types of cars, Bernie, and I know that these are the ones you adjust from the top with a special Stromberg tool. They're like a later Stromberg, and you can blow through it, can't you?
Can blow through there, yeah.
So we reckon the fuel's coming out of the bottom of these, because it was hard to see in the car with the heat shield last night, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
So what I said is, what I said to Bernie was, because I know you're desperate to go and drive round. It needs to go and got to take the kids to school and that, haven't you?
Yeah.
This is my testing Solex. I love these carbs. I love a Solex. I think they're absolutely great. It's got the rubber pipe on the bottom there, the new one. It's got the hose tail in the top, so you can't come unstuck with it, Bernie. Just bolt that on and you'll be rolling this afternoon. In the meantime, we've found some earlier Strombergs with the correct type adjustment on the bottom. So what Bernie's going to do is he's going to take these back, strip them, just the carb bits, he's got the rest of it. Bring it back to me, we'll throw it in the ultrasonic tank, and then take lots of pictures and all that, and then when you put them back together, I've got some gaskets and stuff in a box in there, but it might be worth, are these new ethanol friendly O-rings?
Yeah, from Bob, yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to transfer them no problem onto this job. Use the best.
Is it worth just getting some more from Bob?
No, they're brand new, The bit that catches people out is, see this diamond inside here? They get pitted. Yours is lovely.
Yeah, But I've always been worried about them since I built them. I thought, you know, they didn't look just right.
Yeah, I've got to be honest.
Should have brought them to you the first one.
No, because I don't get on with Strombergs. I'm not good enough to do them yet. I need to go on like a crash course off an old boy on how to do them. I can strip them, clean them, put them back together again. I can make them run sweet, and then the next day there's a pool of petrol under the car and it's running on 2 cylinders. So after the first time that happened, I thought it was just bad luck. But after like the third or fourth time, I've decided that I'm obviously missing out on something to do with how to set up a Stromberg. Funny, because when I had Strombergs-ish, I had SUs on my Husky that's in there, and the SUs were absolutely fine. I didn't have any problems with them whatsoever.
I've got a HF40 on the caravan that we put on.
Oh yeah, what a single?
SU.
Is that a big 1.5 inch, is it?
Yeah, 1.25 inch, yeah.
1.25 inch,
Yeah.
right. Oh, brilliant.
40 mils. No, it's 1.5 inch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 39.
40 mil, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that runs really well.
Does it?
On the
Is it,
camper van, yeah.
is it economical?
Well,
Oh, I suppose it's towing a big lump in it.
it's quite. It's not really aerodynamic, is it? It's
No. A bit like an imp. Is it 1725 that one?
1725.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
We're going to learn about them soon.
Yeah.
Right, let's get you for your pie before the alarm goes off.
Right. Yeah.
Stop that. What can I say, chaps? That was euphoric for me. That was so similar to sitting outside Coastline Cafe in Ibiza with a cold bottle of Coca-Cola. And it has to be a glass bottle. But yeah, that was amazing. Just dead pleased that all the systems worked exactly as I planned them to. The water temperature on the exchange was bang on 60. The oil pressure was correct. The scavenge was working correct. Everything was working correct. The new fan is amazing. I actually aimed it at me to keep me cool because it was so hot in here when I was winding it up. Obviously, I just wanted to get a tune out of it. I just need that little fix, if that makes sense, just to run something under load. Now it's run under load. The engine is an absolute sweetie. It's got no breathing whatsoever, great oil pressure. I think I'm right in saying it's got, if we go underneath here, it's got no oil leaks, which is always handy. And yeah, no, that's just a really good way to end the week, that. Everything was perfect. Can't believe it. Everything worked as it should. The only thing I forgot to do was I forgot to wire the rev counter up. And you might have seen me twiddling that screw down there. I was trying to adjust the amount of water going through the dyno because obviously the dyno control, that big 24 volt motor there, isn't connected to anything yet. So A bit more work, another day in here. We'll have this job I reckon. We'll have the cable connected for the throttle and the rev counter working and the air in the right place, and then we can really wind it up and see if it's got any beans. I'm so excited. Right, I'm gonna over and out. That's me for today. Right, chaps, I've just realised I've got another job that's got to go, so I've got to squeeze this in before we leave. I'm in a state of euphoria, having been running my imp engine on, my customer's imp engine on the dyno. I'm so happy that we've actually got the setup working, because this is the start of the clog, and we've been on to unclog the job and get everything in the out tray, so it's all good. These are new pistons that Mark Maynard's very kindly sent. These are the broken ones. I'm going to measure the height from the top edge of the gudgeon pin hole to the top of the compression height there, and I'm going to replicate that. I'm going to put them on a drawbar in the lathe, hold them back against the chuck, clock them up, and then face them. And we'll leave a little raised bit in the middle. See that raised bit? That's just to save a bit of compression. Obviously, Gary's organised some new wheel springs and some valve springs. I'll just be sending all that straight on to him. So I'm going to crack on and get this done before we finish today. This week at work, one of the very nice customers came in and he said, I've seen your Dougie's talents on YouTube with Lego, and he's basically brought this. And
boiling car.
Don't let it fall off, Dougie. It's very delicate. Now, Dougie wasn't meant to get it until his birthday.
Yeah, and it's 10 plus.
For 10 plus, yeah. Because it's for clever kids, isn't it?
So I have to build it when I'm 10, but he's 10.
He's
No,
11.
He's 11.
You're 11. You're going to help, aren't you, us?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so what we're saying, Dougie, is the first thing is we need to say to John, what a lovely thought. Thank you, John, for my new Lego.
So, I do actually love it, but it does actually have pistons.
It has pistons. Yeah. And can we say thank you to John, do you think?
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. Oh, no, I'm not saying you're welcome. I'm not John. Right, Dougie, let's do some facts. Has it got a V8 engine in it?
Yeah.
No. Come back. Dougie! Oh my word, this is hard work, isn't it? Right, Doug's dead excited about the engine, which is on the back, and he's learned a few facts about it. Dougie, can you impress us with your facts? Is it a V8 engine in it?
No.
What type of engine is it?
So it's like a flat.
How old will you be? How
flat
old?
6.
Oh my word, that's amazing,
Or
mate.
it's a flat 10 Bob, and it's 10 plus.
Oh right, no, that's it. Dougie, what? Which way do the pistons go? Do they go up and down or
Left and right.
left and right? That's right. And why'd the Porsche put the engine in the back of the car? Like, because that's where all race.
It's like a racing imp up on its real car.
Oh, mate, that couldn't have been better. So, like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, Imps, they're all like proper racing cars. They all have the engine in the back.
What about my car?
What car? Oh, your little buggy car.
Not that car.
Which one, mate?
God.
Right, I think we've had the best of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, thanks, Dougie, and I'll thank John for you. Okay, I'll let him know. He'll watch the video.
Thank you, John.
Brilliant. Right.
Bye.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end of episode 146. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen, and I hope you love seeing Bernie's little red van move under its own steam for the first time. What a cracking job he'd done there. Right, I'm going to get stuck into these questions and answers. I'll get my bins on. I'll have a rough read through them so I know what's coming out of my mouth when I read them, and we'll go from there. Okay, chaps, time to put the biggles on and get stuck into these messages that you've kindly took the time to send to me. Got quite a few long-winded ones tonight. I'll try and read them out. As you can guess, I'm not I'm not the best reader. I'll just muddle through best I can. I've had a quick first read, so I know what I'm getting to. And I've got my answers in my head, all lined up. So thanks for taking the effort to message me. I do appreciate it. The first message is from Stuart Burgess, 2409. Enjoyed watching the mince and mash interlude, but boil the carrots and then the tatties with stock cube in the water. Good idea. And then use the tatty water to make the gravy. After, it'll make a difference you can taste. Brilliant. Never thought of that. I will do that next time. And love the waffle, always interesting. When and if you ever get the chance, please revisit your turbo imp engine. That would be a really cool project, as modern turbos are so cheap and plentiful. Second-hand dyno build looking ace. It's plentiful second-hand, right. Yep, I would love to do another turbo job, and one of them for my space frame for a hill climb car. I've got 2 space frames, so hopefully one of them we can do with a turbo lump. I have already built an engine for it. It was on YouTube a long time ago, but I think we damaged the pistons when I was dynoing it because it started to breathe rather heavily, so it's not been touched since. However, I will get back to it. So thank you for your message and the tips on the cooking. I'll do that as well. Next message, Anthony Mano R1Y. Was great to have some insight into your background. I'm glad you enjoyed it, thank you. And how you made it to where you are now. Sounds like Bob was an excellent mentor and always willing to help, whether you shared the same interest or not. Well, we do share the same interest, me and Bob. And yeah, he has been an absolutely mega help, really, massive. Life's a learning curve. That's why we watch the weekly episodes. Yeah, well, we all want to learn something, don't we? I watch all the Indians and the Pakistanis machining crankshafts from blocks of scrap steel. And I picked up quite a few tips on how to go about doing a job, because nothing phases them guys. Or whether it would be in fact possible. Probably not, given the external ancillary design and transaxle. Oh, hang on, sorry, I've got all skewy here, haven't I? Right, life's a learning curve, that's why we watch the episodes, right. I do wonder why Roots didn't cant the imp engine over the other way, or whether it would in fact be possible. Probably not, given the external auxiliary design and transaxle. Dyno's coming along nicely. Right, going to the imp engine, lay the opposite way over. That'd be brilliant. And I have heard of people doing that for racing, because it meant they could run downdraft carburetors, which for whatever reason, gravity, air and fuel going down. Never see an F1 car, do you, with the carbs on the side, they're always going down. So yeah, definitely an advantage to be had. But like you say, the ancillaries, the distributor, the starter motor, all be at the bottom, wouldn't it? So probably just, didn't fit the design at the time. But yeah, apparently some racing imps had the engines canted over the opposite way and the back shelf cut out back in the day. But whether they gained horsepower and then lost stability because the engine was, higher centre of gravity, I don't know. Dyno's coming along nicely. All up and running soon, maybe as we speak. Yes, as we speak. Length of the episodes is fine, Andy, as you said. Can always skip forward. There's something of interest for everyone. Nothing wrong with a good waffle either. Well, thank you for tolerating my waffle this week and all the time now. When I'm waffling, I try and think to myself, get to the point and move on. Stop going on with yourself, because obviously time is a big thing. So right, thanks for your comment, Anthony. Next one, Ashley Reed 3141. Thank you for the career timeline. You're very welcome. I reckon your Ingersoll Rand tutors will be dead proud of what you've achieved. Oh, that's a very kind thing to say. Yeah, I'd like to think that. I don't think that he was called Dougie, actually, my tutor. I don't think he'd be around. He's got to have been retirement age when I was, 30 years ago. So, yeah, but no, thanks for saying that.
Yeah, I made something so cool.
Have you really?
Yeah,
Doug, just give us 1 minute and then I need to interview you about your Lego, is that okay?
Can you just come?
Right, okay, I'll just pause.
Right, educate me, Doug. What have we got going on it? You've took the pump out of Mummy's water wheel. It's got a solar panel, and are you making a potion, are you?
No, it's just I found some things.
Yeah, you've took the heads off a load of dandelions, put them in the water. Look, right, you carry on messing, mate, if you're happy, as long as you're happy.
As long as you're happy.
I'm always happy,
Or
mate.
you're laughing.
We need you to come and talk about your Lego in a minute, and thank John, yeah?
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Little Dougie's loving messing about in the garden now the sun's out. You came alive talking about your Imp Turbo project. Sounds fabulous. Did I? Well, yeah, I absolutely love that project. I thought it was well cool, and it worked a treat as well. So it was like a really good thing for me to do a project on, because I had interest in it. So yeah, that was good. I used it for hill climbs and did the Anglesey wacky races in it. It was a good little unit, that. we'll do another one soon. Right, thanks for your comment. Ashley Reed 3141, banging mince and tatties. Yes, they were. Thank you very much. MB Payne 223, the Ford cylinder head is a Cosworth FVA/FVC. Brilliant. Yeah, someone else has messaged me to say that it's actually on eBay as we speak, trying to make some space and bring some income in. So thanks for your comment. The Tomo 2, another great video, and Andy, especially the bit about your working life. Oh, well, I'm really touched that you enjoyed listening to me waffle about myself, because it is one of my favourite subjects, talking about myself. Right, thanks for your comment. Ollie bid price 4517, my mate Ollie. Andy, instead of having a complete new cam cover cast with all the work that involves, why don't you just have nameplates made that can be bolted, riveted, glued on like Carter did? That is a brilliant idea, Ollie. But the whole point of doing the cam cover is I want to make it with an integral, what's the word for it, like a quadrant for operating twin 40s. Imps really suffer badly with half throttle or part throttle. You can never get full throttle with an imp pedal mechanism on twin 40s using the linkage that, you know, like a Magard or whatever you buy off the internet, you know, off eBay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 3 lugs cast on the side of the new cam covers. One of them for the cable mount, one of them is going to be a pivot point with a quadrant on it to push the throttle open, and another one's going to be for the spring to return it. I'm going to do it all at the correct angle, and I'm going to put them on roller bearings, because I absolutely, you build a nice engine for someone and then you go and put on £100 throttle linkage kit and you get hold of it and it's all over the show. It's on no bearings, it's just drilled out with pins in it. It's just rubbish. So I'm going to make these cam covers, because I can't get away from it. By the time we've cast them and machined them, they're going to be £300-400 a piece. I don't know what's going on out there. So to help with the cost, at least if you've saved £120 on your throttle linkage, it justifies buying one of the cam covers. So we'll have it all nicely name tagged up, have them all powder coated and finished nicely, all nice bearings in the mechanism. So that's the plan there. So thanks, I can see your point, but yeah, we're going to do that. Right, thanks for your comment. Andy Gar said 1650. This is my mate Andy, who's got the clan. Superb video, Andy. Thank you, Andy. Such varied content, fantastic ingenuity in preparing the dyno cell and new unit. It has come out well. I am very pleased with it. Well done also to Bernie and Andy. Yeah, Bernie and Andy, handyman. Where would I be without them? At the 5th attempt, I've finished watching this episode. Right, sorry about that. And have edited my original post. It might have been taken the wrong way. I did see your original post, Andy, and believe me, you've got to be pretty ruthless to me to make me offended. I'm not an easily offended guy. I'm not from that era. But thank you anyway for being so kind. Where are we? I love to hear about your career, the recipes, engine developments, the carts, your racing ambitions at Shrigley. Engineering cover. I'd like one, please. The lot. It's just you're working such long hours. I'd be happy to see shorter videos if it helps your engine output. I'll be honest, mate. I spend an hour probably sorting the videos out, and maybe half an hour doing the speech now, doing the answers to the questions. And I tend to do it on a Sunday morning while the missus is in the shower. So it doesn't really interfere too much with the rest of my life. And I do enjoy doing the videos. So yeah, don't worry about that. I'm not worried if you're not worried. Right, where are we up to? The boring financial bit. All right, yeah. I want to come to your cafe this year. You're welcome anytime. I totally agree on the Suffolk Punch. Don't laugh. I have 3 17-inch Suffolk Punch, a 1950s version with a chain drive. I've had a chain drive one, and a split rear roller. I've seen them as well. An early 1980s model. Now Qualcast. Went down on Qualcast, didn't they? Had Briggs & Stratton engines though. That weighs half the first. And finally a 2000 model with a removable cassette. That's brilliant for scarifying. Best wishes, Andy. We need a scarifier. Our lawn is full of moss. It looks fine from a distance, but when you're mowing it, you're like, crikey, it wants a right good do. I should get if my dad lived near her, he'd sort it out. He's a lawn expert. But yeah, I used to have a lawnmower collection myself, mate. So my original Suffolk Punch lawnmower, I had a trailer on the back of it, and I used to put all my newspapers on the back of it, and I'd do my paper round with my Suffolk Punch lawnmower. I took the chain off so it didn't drive the cutter, but I moved the cogs around, or the gears should I say, so we had like 15 mile an hour out this thing, degoverned it, Suffolk Punch side valve, lovely little thing, used to fly, especially when we glued an MGB floor mat to the roller at the bottom, because then it got traction and it was quieter, especially on the pavement. But yeah, good times. Right, thanks for that, Andy. I've also got what's it called? A kickstart. Is it a Jap? No. Atco kickstart. Oh, I'll have to go and look at it. I'll take a picture. Jabberwock, thanks for your message. Jabberwocky I8901. Why doesn't use antifreeze or corrosion inhibitors on engine with mixed steel and alloy construction? Reference Wilf Rings ethanol. Is it an ethanol issue? And yeah, I don't know what's going on. I've seen it where people have charged the car up and used the crocodile clip from the battery charger on the engine, and I've questioned whether that's made the engine act like an anode and just, you know, helped it to get eaten alive. But it's a very real problem, this Wills Rings being nibbled job. I'm quite often seeing engines back after a couple of 3 years with rotten Wills Rings. So yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it eventually. Graham Crompton, 1798. Nice work this week, Andy. The best weeks are those with have a variety of different jobs. Big shout to Bernie and Andy for the legendary help. Yes, thank you, Bernie and Andy. We can't get anywhere without friends like that in our lives, can we? We are nothing without our friends. Our friends are us. So, yeah, we're eternally grateful for their efforts. Just so that you know, the cross member I gave you should only have a light coat of paint on it. I coated it in a big batch, for a long-term storage. Might be able to get it back to metal easier than you think. Thanks for the video. Right, I did wonder. Thank you very much for the cross member. I haven't shot blasted it. I've kept it to one side, but I've done another one now, so thanks. It was a bit too nice to put on my car. That's why I used the scruffy one, I think, but I thought I'd be able to get a right good key after it's been shot blasted. So, yep, got that back. Actually picked it up on Friday. So thanks for your comment, Graham. Finto Man. 2 takeaways this week. The Suffolk Punch grass clipping hopper in the scrap bin breaks my heart. It broke mine too. I couldn't believe I spotted it. Cut my mechanical teeth on my dad's Suffolk Punch mower. Did you really? I did too. Chef Shrigley mash concoction looks delicious. Would suit my palate. Yeah, it was good. It was alright. We had clean plates at the end of it. On a health note, hantavirus is the virus that can be transmitted by inhaling airborne rodent feces and urine. It can cause very serious respiratory illness and can be fatal. You have been warned. Well, I have to say, thankfully, we don't have any mice or any ratties at the new place because we don't have any food in there. That's why I go to the pie shop every day. So I'm hopefully going to keep it that way. Andy's sealed up all the holes on the outside of the building where pipes go through so that nothing, because obviously on a farm, so there's a chance that there's rodents around. Last thing, if I get rodents in that place, I'll be absolutely gutted because, yeah, they've ruined it for me at last place. So thanks for your message, Finto Man. Oh, it's Kit from down under. Christopher Cullen, 1236. Andy, my thoughts on the corrosion on the head and blocks. Electrolysis is a pH of the different water around the country, rust inhibitors, and the way engine is to the body. Aluminium radiators, steel blocks have problems. Ships have all different ways of controlling this. Yes, they have anodes, don't they? I learnt that when I was in Jersey working on the boats. Oh gosh, I've pressed the button. Started in the foundry and pattern making industry when I was 12 years old. Well, it didn't do you any harm, did it, pal? It's called a pattern. Contraction rate of aluminium. I think that's 1558 thou, so 1.5 inches per foot, or 532 is an imperial, or 15 millimeters per meter in metric. Those open decks worry me. Do the liners move around or fret on the rings on the top of liners? I know the Jap boys grout the top of the blocks. I am off for a pie now with Bernie and Andy. Kit from down under. Oh wow, Kit. Yeah, well, I think the Jap boys are pushing big horsepower, so the liner stability may be important to them. With us, when we put a top out liner in, I don't get any liner shuffle at all. The wheel strings end up as good as the day they're fitted, and yeah, there's no problem. The wheel strings will just continue indefinitely as long as they don't get any antifreeze on them and start rotting. So yeah, I've had good results with the dry liner. With the wet liner, because it was mounted on a shelf about 2 inches down and the head was bolted around the outside, as the aluminium expanded, the iron liner got left behind, and used to get a shuffle on when you was buzzing them to 9,000, especially when there was high compression. And they start to bleed off and you get, like, we used to call it the hot mist, the dur. You'd always hear it in the imps about 3 or 4 laps into a good race, when they've been really pushed on a hot day. Expansion, when they're running too hot, the engines, they start to dur. And then as soon as they cool down, they were good as gold again. I've been down that road, but I've been on that waffle before. We won't go through that again, unless anyone requests it. Right, thanks for your message, Kit. I hope you're back in Australia and safe and sound, and you enjoyed your trip. It was certainly very nice to see you. God's Cogs. And thank you, Andy. Really enjoy watching your slice of life from the opposite side of our planet. And there must be another Australian. Well done for being a good dad above all else. Oh, well, that's standard, isn't it? You've got to be good to the little ones, aren't you? They're our future. So thank you very much for the kind comment. Chris Val 78. Keep up the good work with the videos, Andy. I would never fast forward. Love every minute. You have a great life, so ignore the naysayers. I do. I'm very blessed. I have a very good life. Thank you for the comment. John Monicree 3034. I've watched every second of your videos without forwards winding or doing it in a few sessions. Wow, John, you must be committed. Fair play. It's just the way I was brought up as a boomer. Like when I had my meals placed in front of me, it stayed until I finished it. Yeah, it probably became your tea or your breakfast the next day if you didn't eat it. Andy, once you get the dynos working, I'll start taking in other work for them. You are going to need an assistant to help build or at least prep all the components so you can keep in charge of the work that is bound to come your way. I suggest an older individual who is used to working for an honest living, who would turn up on time and be reliable. I know what you're saying, but honestly, the cost of employing someone and the profit margins in the job mean that they'd have to be good and want to work for cheap, or we just have to get a whole lot more expensive. Plus, I've already had a health and safety man around the workshop. For me to be insured correctly, because I have a duty of care to anybody that's in that workshop, especially if they're working for me, it's like, you know, we're a million miles away from where we need to be. The machines are old, the safety areas are old. It would be very hard. The only chance I've got of employing someone is if they came in on a self-employed level and just sold me hours, and I paid them an hourly, and they did all their own risk assessments, all their own health and safety, and because it's just too tied up. Lots of people do it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but to do it properly and make sure you don't come unstuck, it's a proper task, as I'm probably sure you're aware. But yeah, it's a nice idea. Bernie or Andy might know of the perfect fit. Well, I think Bernie would be the perfect fit. But he's retired. He likes his electricians. The problem with having some work for you is you like, can you do this? Can you do that? I don't ever want to be like that with someone like Bernie or Andy, because they're like little free birds that fly around the workshop doing what they want to do. And me telling them what to do, the fun would soon come out of it, and I wouldn't want to go down that road. But yeah, I have an old 875 engine and car that has not run since 84, 32k on the clock, that I want to see back on the road before I pop my clogs. It comes with a 930 bottom end, twin Strombergs on heated manifold, and also a turbo in a separate box. After watching every episode of your channel, I'm convinced that you're the man to sort it out for me. All I have to do is dig out the car from the back of the container it has languished in for 13 years and transport it 300 miles to you. I'd like it to be a fast road car that keeps up with modern traffic. John, unfortunately, all I do is engines. I'll sort the engine for you, no problem, but I can't do cars. Although I can suggest good people who could do the car for you. Well, thanks for thinking of me, and thanks for your comment. Mike Owen 9667. One thing that can cause a rattle on idle is extra side clearance on the rod big end. Make sure that go-kart starts off with only slight throttle max and has a good brake pedal. Thanks for another great video. PS, that cake to motor thing is right on. Yes, I learnt the cake to motor thing off someone else, but you're absolutely, I love that, the reference to the ingredients and the cake tasting good and the parts we use and the engine doing the performance. So yeah, I'll make sure Dougie's go-kart's safe. I think I'm going to put one of them like jet ski kill switches on it, so I've got him on a rope so that I can pull the cord if he gets too carried away, just till he gets used to it. And the rod, I have had that on a ground crank where we had excessive end flow on the big end. It's 4,000 imp, and I've got to be honest, I did change the rods in case one of them had a slight bend in it, but I think we're on a piston noise, because the other day, just this week, with the weather being warmer, I went for an extra long drive in the blue imp, and I got it up to running temperature like halfway on the gauge rather than just out of the blue. And when I pulled up, so I'd imagine it was like 80 degrees, it was pretty much silent, so it is a piston slap noise. It's just that I hadn't got it hot enough doing what I'd done before, with the weather being so cold and it being on a 74-degree stat and the heater on, it just kept cool. Any drive 2 or 3 miles a day to the pie shop. So thanks for your comments. AGB, keep up the good work. I look forward to Sunday night video, which can be as long or short as it wants to be. Just for the record, I didn't skip any of this one. Wow, thank you. A lot of interesting stuff. Even your cookery lesson, I shall take note of, which obviously I could have skipped if I wanted to. Well, that's the beauty of YouTube. If you get bored, you can just fast forward until you see something that you fancy. I know the bond is not top priority at the moment, but when it's done, I'm sure it'll be a great, especially all sign written up. When the work starts on that one, I'm like to watch the video more than once. I can't wait to start on Bondy. Once I'm ahead of myself, Bondy's getting sign written. I might paint him again, engine, gearbox. I do also want to get the V8 in the Husky, and I want to take the windows out and put panels in and sign write that as well. So yeah, you're on the same wavelength, me and you, AGB. Right, thanks for your comment. 7 Chaz, great video. Thank you, 7 Chaz. Mass13212, the throttle position sensor on the pump is for EGR system and the other lever is cold start. This is why I love YouTube. Fantastic. So the throttle position sensor wasn't for, I thought it was cruise control. Of course, it tells the brains when to make the EGR, the exhaust gas recirculation work. So thanks for that. We'll chop all that off. And the cold start lever, good to know for winter. We'll get an under the bonnet start button so we can just hold the lever manually. I imagine it just puts a little bit of extra fuel and some more advancing. Paul Neal, thanks for your comment, 8750. FFS, your video are getting to... One sec, Dougs, mate. I won't be a second. I've got one more question, Dougie, 2 minutes. Oh, right, okay. Your videos are getting too long. I love your content, don't get me wrong, but the length of them is getting a bit far-fetched. Paul, I'm scared to death of missing something out. I do try and edit them as much as I can, but I don't like to miss anything out because then the next piece won't make sense, if you know what I mean. So say I missed a part out on an engine that I was taking apart, but I took it apart, part of the head off one day, and then a sump off the next day. If I missed taking the head off, then when I got to the sump, you'd be like, where's the head gone? So I'm finding it hard. If you can just press that fast forward button and keep yourself happy, that'd be great, pal. Thank you. Racing for the love of it. Love of fit. 3494. Throwing a cross member in the bin. That's a big statement for a hoarder. I did throw it in the bin, and I threw it in the bin because realistically that cross member made me look embarrassed. Yeah, it embarrassed me because it made the car awful to drive all over the show. So I was quite happy to throw it in the bin. But thank you for your comment, and thank you for all the comments. I'm really pleased that I'm getting so many and so much depth in them as well, asking interesting questions. Thanks again, and thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you all next Sunday at 7. Have a great week. Bye from me.